to episode 530 of the Super Ultra Podcast Arcade for July 11th, 2026. I'm one of your hosts, Daniel Nicholson, and with me is my co-host, Dominic Stallworth. What's going on, Dominic?
Man, it's going all right, man. Yeah, hey, man, we're deep in summer, man. We're yeah, man. So we just get in July. Oh yeah, happy 4th of July to everybody. 250 for America.
Woo!
Yeah. So yeah, that was Man, I hope everybody had a good time. Unfortunately, I didn't go out to where I want to go to because it was just too hot and yeah, I didn't want to deal with that.
Ended up being rainy too.
Yeah, later on it did. Yeah, it did become rainy. Yeah. So yeah, let's get right into it. So like quickly in the sports realm, that anything I pay attention to anyway. Um, the Orioles still suck. They did win 2 in a row. I'm hoping they can win 3 today, but they can never seem to win 4 in a row. If they get to 3, they can't get that 4th one. So, but hey, maybe we can do it. We have a chance to do it before the All-Star break because All-Star is within a few days. Well, yeah, but by the time you hear this podcast, it'll probably already be starting or whatever.
Listen to this podcast while you watch the Home Run Derby.
Yeah, at least, yeah. But yeah, the All-Star All-Star game gonna come up. Orioles can, if they win the next 2 games, they will win 4 in a row, and that could be good, saying like, hey, we finally went 4 in a row going to the All-Star break. Like, technically, look, they have at one point, I don't know about now, but 2 days ago, they actually had a worse record than they did last year. And that was disappointing because it's like, this team's supposed to be better. And so to have it worse than last year is like, it was by like 1 game, but still, to be even close to it last year is horrible. But it also see how horrible the league has been this year, that we're still not out of it. But it's almost like, I think some fans like me who kind of don't want to hear that. I kind of just want to be like, stop. I want the pain to stop. I just want to stop. So just say we're out of it, so we can just feel better. like we don't have to be like soul crushing or anything. Like, just cut the cord.
Stop
man.
Giving us hope.
Yeah, it's like So it's like, yeah, just take the cord out. Yeah, take unplug it, unplug the cord. Let Grandpa go away. It's like but look, it's like, yeah, so yeah, like some people are saying, like, because 2 weeks ago, Elias said that that's our general manager / president of operations, I think. We're not going to be sellers, we're going to be buyers because we're going to try to, get to the playoffs. And they have had a horrible record since he said that. And so it's like, dude, we need to just sell. Either sell or
start buying more, I guess.
Because buyers is like, who we're buying and who are we selling to get those good players?
Right.
Like, I don't know. Adley Rutschman, next year will be his last year. They haven't got an extension for him yet. Now, the younger guy they gave extension to, the catcher, Basayo, because, man, you see he's good, and like, we know he's good, and I like as a batter, like he's still developing more as a catch, like really being a better catcher. But he's but Adley Rutschman, Adley Rutschman is still a decent player too. Like it's been like some lulls around. He did get picked for the All-Star game. But every team has to get one. And I was shocked it was him, though. I thought it was gonna be a pitcher. Because I wouldn't an All-Star amongst these guys, it's like, yeah, that's not that's not really great. Because in actuality, Basallo, he probably did more, and not because Adley was bad, because he got injured. He did get injured. But I don't know. Like I feel like they just picked him. It was like, look, man, he's done okay, and he's somewhat of our big like big known players on the Orioles, so they'll just pick him to go. And that's why I feel like that's what they did. And I mean, and
Mm.
it's not that big a deal to me because it's like to me because I didn't honestly know who to pick for the All Star because I was thinking like you should know All Stars, but you had to pick one. So I was thinking it was either going to be Pete Alonso, or a pitcher. Uh, yeah, I was a little shocked that Adley got in, but hey, good for him. Hopefully that brings his stock up. So if we do want to sell him, we can actually get some good stuff for him. I mean, I want to keep him. Like, I still want to either have a solid like a backup. I mean, he's the DH slash backup catcher. Um, or but yeah, because he could be DH. Thing is, like, he could be a good DH because his bat is great. He did just like hit a well, it was a game winning, but it was the one that helped us win in the bottom of the eighth. He hit a 2-1 home run against the Royals, who aren't doing that well. Um, but yeah, man, those, I don't know. Yeah, I'm just wanting, that it looks like we're gonna have to just do this all over again. So it's a little disappointing, man. I really was expecting, like, hey, man, we got something going on here that we could be competitive. Like we'd be competitive for some years. Like Tampa Bay. Like I just want to know how Tampa Bay does it. How's a team like Tampa Bay, who doesn't have a ton of fans, their revenue, like the revenue cannot be great, like super great compared to other teams down there. But they have
Yeah.
been in the years since they went. I remember when they first went to the playoffs. Since those years, they have been pretty damn good, like consistently. Like they have been decent. They have some decent records. They haven't been like straight horrible. Like they were bad. Like you could say they were bad last year. They probably still better than us, but they got players. Like, and I'm like, how do they produce these players? And then they leave. Like they actually got rid of people. Like well, I wouldn't say got rid of, but they lost them or something like they I don't know if they were free agents or they traded them. But they had pitchers and stuff, but they still got a pitcher there.
Yeah.
McClanahan, who's really good. And it's like why are they able to produce guys and we can't? And we actually spend money trying to get people.
It's the Florida
And
water, Dominic.
it's
Breeds good
I don't know.
baseball.
Marlins are doing good this year, but Marlins usually suck. But they are doing good this
That's a
year.
different part of Florida. Don't worry about that.
Oh yeah,
We don't
that yeah.
associate
Well,
with them.
that's Miami is I guess Miami's so down south. Yeah, it's like that's a damn they're definitely different. But yeah, so what else is there? Basketball. I've been watching some WNBA, and I watched the Wizards. I watched the game last night too with Paige Beckers, the Dallas Wings planning. I guess they're Toronto. What are they called? I forgot their name. It's not a dinosaur though. I thought it was gonna be at least another dinosaur, but it
Mm.
was actually something. I think something to do with music. Was it tone or I forget. But anyway, but they were playing in Montreal though. It was like
The
a special thing.
tempo.
Tempo, yeah. So the tempo. Which it don't have to tempo have to be music, but that's what I usually associate it with. But
Yeah.
yeah,
That's a very boring logo.
it really is. And I'm like,
It's
you
not
have
evocative
Raptors.
of anything. The color is too dark. I don't know. I don't like any of this branding.
That's why I was like, why did they do another? At least, I mean, I'm not saying they had to do a dinosaur, but I'm just saying tempo. I mean, fine. You want to call yourself tempo? Yeah, make it at least look, like okay, but this is a great design or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Should be the
so
Toronto Pterodactyls. And yes, I know pterodactyl doesn't start with a T.
exactly.
Maybe that's
Yeah,
why, because people can't spell pterodactyl. I can't even spell
no,
pterodactyl.
because I know I can't. I know as a kid I used to get confused when I see when they show the word pterodactyl. I'll be like, I don't know this dinosaur, but pterodactyl, pterodactyl. What is this? Is that? But anyway, yeah, the Dallas had beat them, but like they were. I mean, Toronto had led like most of the game, and Dallas came back and beat them. Toronto, I mean, Toronto hasn't had a good record, but like they had a chance to do an upset. Paige Beckers has been awesome, man, since she came in the league. Um, and it's so funny because I knew about Paige Beckers when she was in high school. Um, because I remember ESPN doing something on her or something like it was
Mm.
something. Talk like, oh, this girl in high school is looking good. She's going to Connecticut. And yeah, I remember like first year in Connecticut. I forgot when she got injured though, but I remember, yeah, like it was a big deal. Then she got injured, and then that's when I started hearing about Caitlin Clark. I got confused because I was like, oh, she's back. All right, because I kept hearing somebody doing great. I got the names confused, and I was like, oh, she went to Iowa. She transferred to Iowa. Why now? And then I was like, oh, this is not the same girl. And like Pate, because then I had a sister like, what happened to that girl? She said, oh, she's injured or whatever. And like, yeah, and so I was like, darn. So when Paige came back and she was doing her thing, she wasn't still like, I guess, fully like herself. But Caitlin Clark, that's what the Caitlin Clark thing was just huge, man. Like she was the big time girl, and I was like, darn, this is what Paige Beckers was going to be. But Caitlin Clark kind of stole little to shine. Um, and and I mean, look, what Caitlin Clark has done is really helped women's sports. Like it or not, like her or not, like I mean, well, whatever. I mean, to me, I feel like if you're just looking at her from television, I don't know her personally, like, so I can't even speak for players who even talk to her or whatever. Like from television, I have nothing to dislike of Caitlin Clark. Like I can't really say anything to say I just now I can say like, oh, I don't like the hype around her stuff. Like that's really what it is. Like it might hit the hype and and the people who are like those fans of hers on Twitter and stuff. But her herself, like there's nothing for me to say I dislike about her. Honestly, man.
Mm.
Like and like I just feel like yeah. So and plus what she's done for women's sports just because of what she's done, like how getting people to watch because of her play and because of her play. And yes, I mean yes, we say it, she is white too. She's really good and she's white. Hey, but it helped everybody. So you know what? Like I said, I applaud her for that. And you know, so
Mm.
good for her for helping women's sports get over. Like, cause now they got bigger contracts and everything. Um, so she helped me. She helped with that. I'm not saying it's just because of her, because people have been fighting about for years. I mean, women's sports has gotten better, not just because of Kate Carr either. I mean, it has
Yeah.
gotten better. Um, like being compared to what WNBA was when it first started. Man, this is so much better. It's so much better watch. It's so much better play. Um, but yeah, but Paige, she has like some people are feeling it's like, man, Paige is what it's funny. Cage is back to almost the top. It's like now is she's what people thought Caitlyn was going to be in the WNBA, and Paige is like playing that play. But I mean that's a little unfair. But I mean this is sports, talk. You just talk for fun, whatever. Even though people take it, I think they take it way more seriously than it should. Um, they the thing is, Caitlin Clark, she's been injured, so it's like she hasn't been able to play like a full season the last 2 years.
Mm.
She did get injured some the first year, but she played more games. But last year she was injured, and this year she's been on and off. And there could be an argument of people playing her a little rough because she is the player. Like she's the
Right.
one that everybody's looking at. People are playing her tougher, so like they getting pretty rough with her, and some people feel like they're being too rough. I don't know. I haven't watched enough. I watched some WNBA, but I haven't watched enough to really give my opinion. I mean, and I'm not going to go by just highlights because highlights you literally just highlighting those points.
I was gonna say you're gonna see
Yeah,
exclusively those things. That's all I see on Reddit is like her just constantly getting beat down, and
yeah,
it's like,
and
I
yeah,
wonder. I feel like that
yeah,
league would protect her a little more if that were the case.
and that's the thing. That's what I and some people are saying, oh, the league is not protecting her, and I'm like, that wouldn't make any sense.
No.
That wouldn't make sense at all.
What benefit do they have to not have her on
Now,
television?
now I will say this though, like overall, women's basketball I've seen it a lot rougher than I've seen it in years before. Like I've seen them be
Yeah,
more aggressive, but I've seen that overall.
right. More
So
generally.
so I don't know. Like so I don't know. I can't claim that there's people who were watching it more or longer than me that can speak on that. I can't, and I'm not going to. I mean, I put it like this: I don't want her to. Like, if that's the case, yeah, that's totally unfair. But it also don't make any sense either. Like, it don't make sense that you're like the league's not protecting her. It's like, nah, man, the league wants her. They
Yeah.
need. I mean, and they sort of need her. Like she is a big reason. Like when she's on the floor, the ratings are up. Like literally, like the Wizards usually play at a smaller arena. Well, Mystics, I'm sorry, will play at a smaller arena, because you don't get as much as an NBA. But when she
Yeah.
was playing them, they put it in the freaking Capital One arena because
Oh, wow.
that's a draw she is. So yeah, you don't. Yeah, you want. So I'm not gonna believe that. Now other players, yeah. I mean, I think there's a psychology to it. I'm not saying the players don't like her. There could be some jealousy stuff to it. I mean, yeah, they're humans. But I also think people, when they know to play against the best, they know they gotta play hard. It's like that.
Yeah.
I play against like what people consider the best player, or this is the player. She's definitely gonna be have the ball a lot. Like I gotta guard. Like we gotta stop her. And you probably do, and people do. Like people play. I mean, look what Jordan was at the beginning of his career. Like
Yeah.
we all know stories about him getting beat up on the freaking Detroit. Like they roughed the shit. They beat the shit out of him. Like every time he went to the lane. And like the league would have protect, but you could only protect by so much. I mean, you can call the foul, but that's it. I mean, but that's all you can do. All you do is call a foul. Um, but what Jordan did was that he got stronger. He got, he beefed up and something like that, so that he can take like some of those hits. He can kind of take. Now you shouldn't. Now it's like flagrant fouls and stuff happening. Yeah, like that's not even called for. But then you got the punishment's got to be much harsher then. Or something like that. That's how you stop people from doing that stuff. Really. But we'll see. But overall, I mean, WNBA, like it's fun to watch. Like I was like, oh yeah, because I was watching that while those were playing, and like kind of flipping back and forth, and yeah, but yeah. So I was like, definitely. So like, if the Orioles ever disappoint me, hopefully there's a game on or something I can watch, and look at that. Um, yeah, that's basically it. I'm trying to think. Is anything else happen? I mean, of course, this World Cup stuff, but I don't really watch soccer. And I know the U.S. lost. What any news? I feel like there was some off-season news. Oh yeah, NBA. Oh yeah, I did talk about a little bit of that last week. A lot of trades and stuff that happened. Um, oh yeah, I did see the rookie, the number one pick, Wizards Summer League. I watched that game 2 nights ago. They were playing against Utah. So the Summer League is usually like early league guys or young guys who like try to make the team, or like still developing, or even they made the team, but they're not like starters or anything. There's just more development. So this is the first time I ever watched a summer league game. Like I never watched a summer league game in my life. And I want to watch it because I want to see this guy. Well, my dad had mentioned it. He said, "Hey, this the guy oh man, I forgot his name, man. He's playing on the Wizards? Let me look up his name, or can you? Because I got my keyboard near me right now.
The Wizards rookie, so
Yeah. So yeah, and he was awesome, man. Like that guy. Damn, I forgot how many points he got, but he was great. You could definitely see.
AJ Diabonson?
Yeah. Okay.
Diabonson?
Ask Google how to pronounce it because it's actually not that hard to say
Okay.
once I learned how to pronounce
Once
it.
you hear, yeah.
Yeah, it's just looking at the word. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was born here. His father is from the Congo. His mother is Jamaican, but he was born here, and yeah, man, that guy's awesome. He played for BYU, which is weird that he's like, oh, you chose to go to this religious school, but hey, this is nil time, man. They
Yeah,
paid him some money.
Devonta.
The box, okay, yeah.
Devonta.
So, what's his first name again?
They just said AJ.
AJ. Okay. So yeah, so that's why he went to BYU. Really, it seemed like the Utah Jazz's owner kind of invested in him too, because like he did get what BYU, and they were close. Utah got the number 2 pick, so it's number 1 versus number 2 basically on that game. But I guess, but you don't know like what pick he was going to be. You know he's going to be a number 1 pick. You knew he's going to be a top pick probably, but yeah, you know what? But yeah, it's funny now hear about how the nil stuff works. Like now, people just getting how people are paying these guys and get invested. It's like, oh, see now that this is all good now. While all this stuff was sort of under the table here, you know, and probably and definitely not as big as money, probably because that money, the amount of money these guys get paid, like that would have you definitely got caught. Yeah, but yeah, so but still, like it's like yeah, this is stuff. Yeah, now is just all out there and everything. Like how like they got him there to play and do well because like it's like why why would you choose BYU instead of all the other schools and stuff like that? It's like man, I mean, yeah, it's probably a huge investment or something with it, and plus the way that I hear about his father, how he raised him like really strict, whatever. Like the father is probably definitely okay with him going to BYU then. So anyway, yeah. So I'm excited for this season. Excited for the NBA season. Like this is why I'm only focused on them. LeBron is still looking for a team. I do not give a damn. I mean, unless he's on the Wizards, then that can't. I mean, that can't happen. That's not going to happen. I'm not going to change. So like. So
I mean,
God,
what do you think the likelihood is? Like just going back to Cleveland, or do you think he would just appear some random place?
I think it's going back to Cleveland, or some people are saying Golden State, or maybe maybe it's a team that.
Yeah, I did hear somebody say Golden State, and I was like, really, Golden State? Like,
yeah, I mean, is
there a reason? Is like, does he think that's the highest chance for him to like win a ring or something?
Yeah. He's not going to win there. They're going to do well, but he's not going to win there. I mean, Golden State.
I mean, Cleveland would just be about returning home, I guess, right?
And Golden State.
This is going to be his final season, right? Maybe not definitively.
You got to ask him.
I'm sure people are.
But yeah. Like I mean, I wanted to be his final season like 5 years ago, Daniel. So don't get me off start.
He's gonna have 3 sons in the league before he's done.
His daughter going to be a WNBA player.
She's gonna be shoving Caitlin Clark down.
Yeah.
Before that man retires.
But yeah, so that's it. Yeah, for basketball. I mean, there's probably other stuff happened, but I'm just pretty much focused on the Wizards. Everybody came. Like all Wizard players actually came to Vegas because that's where Summer League takes place. Like you don't usually see that. I mean, I guess you don't. I mean, I was saying the announcers that you don't usually see other players. Like you see some players come to
you do when it takes place in Vegas, Dominic.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been taking place in Vegas for a while, but yeah, it makes it easier though, don't it? Because yeah, I like how one of the announcers was saying that. Man, it's like my hotel. I got a hotel that didn't have a casino on the bottom. Because that's what I was looking for. It's almost like he was trying to not get. He was not trying to get tempted. And that's what I said. Oh, did everybody can know where you live at? It's probably like only like 5. It's like places maybe that don't have casinos. Excuse me. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, that's it for sports. So anything wrestling news?
Yeah, so they actually had a show in Clearwater, Florida this past week. It was Beach Break. Occasionally they give their Dynamites, their Wednesday shows, like an extra subtitle to make them seem a little more important. And this one was pretty important. It had the main event was Kenny Omega versus MJF for the world title, and Kenny Omega had put the stipulation on the line that if he lost, he would not challenge for that world title ever again.
Is there a Kenny
And
Alpha? Is that his father?
yeah, no, but it's funny because for a while there, when Don Callis, who was like his manager, replaced him with Konosuke Takeshita, he was calling him the Alpha. I also want to say at some point when he was fighting, when Chris Jericho came to New Japan, when Kenny Omega was still there, I think he was calling himself the Alpha too. Yeah, it's always been they've always played on the idea that the Omega and the Alpha.
What about the Beta?
But
The Beta Man.
no one has called himself the Beta Cuck yet, to my knowledge, at least.
Shane McMahon. Stop.
How dare you?
Yeah, I know.
He's the best he's the best in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, so Kenny Omega actually won this match, which it seemed kind of random.
No chance. I said the wrong song. I'm thinking about
this is dad. Come on,
money. Yeah, that's his dad.
Money. Yeah.
But just the dad should have that song too.
It's the backing track. But yeah, Kenny actually came out of this match, and it was a fantastic match as the champion. So right now we are looking at Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay at All In in London. Am I?
I hear you
I'm
now.
Still here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just like you just stopped. Weird. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So Kenny Omega did come out as champion. He is now the champion. Some people are speculating that MJF has like a knee injury and he might actually be out for a while. He's actually been wrestling as the champion for more often than he basically is ever. He's been wrestling relatively frequently every week after winning that title off of Darby Allin like a month or so ago. And usually his gimmick is kind of putting off, matches and only challenging and only fighting on the pay-per-views and stuff like that. Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay is a huge match. I would not entirely be surprised if they got MJF into that match. They've been building, stuff between him and Will Ospreay, obviously, because he was going to be the original match at All In, because Will Ospreay won that opportunity from winning the Owen Hart Cup. And regardless of how that match ends up coming out, whether it's a triple threat or not, I think that'll be a lot of fun. I personally would like to just see Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega. MJF, they've got a lot of stuff revolving around the top of that card. They could definitely have him do something else, including facing like an Andrade or something like that. In addition to that, you also had Kyle Fletcher winning the international championship against Konosuke Takeshita, who had recently beat Okada for that. Now, Okada and Kyle Fletcher are in the same faction, so I think coming out of this, it could be very interesting seeing like their dynamic with Fletcher now having what was ostensibly for a very long time Okada's title. And I think that should be a lot of fun because Konosuke Takeshita actually left the Don Callis family, which is like this very big faction in AEW right now that has a lot of high quality talent. And I wouldn't be surprised if this led to like another kind of a splintering from that faction, depending on how things go between Kyle Fletcher and Okada. And even Tommaso Ciampa was fighting Chris Jericho, and that was actually pretty all right. And Ciampa came out with a win. So I was happy about that. Now I wouldn't be entirely surprised if this ends up the same way like Jericho and Ricochet did, where Ricochet did get kind of the first win in the feud, but then Jericho ended up beating him in the end. I wouldn't entirely be surprised if that happens here also, but for this show's sake, having Ciampa win, I was very excited about that. There were also a couple other matches. I ended up actually skipping those matches, and I haven't gotten a chance to watch them yet because I wanted to see the Kenny Omega match. And by the time I got home that night and we got our power back, it was getting super late, and I was like, if I'm gonna watch this match and not just fall asleep, I'm gonna need to skip to this match. So yeah, I was up pretty late, even having skipped those matches, but I was very happy to have seen that match and not had it spoiled for me, because there are a lot of moments in that Kenny Omega MJF match where it's like, okay, well, MJF has this locked, like there's no way Kenny's coming back from this. He gets punched in the dick and then hit in the head with the title, and then he kicks out at 1. It was absolutely crazy. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. In WWE news, Sami Zayn was going to fight Cody Rhodes on Raw for the title. Kenny Omega. Sami Zayn currently had the title, but Gunther attacked Cody Rhodes and he was unable to compete. Well, as it turns out, they were in Chicago, Dominic. And who is the Chicago guy? CM Punk. So
Yeah.
CM Punk made his return and beat Sami Zayn for the title. So Sami held the title for like a week.
Make his return. Like,
yeah, he's been gone since WrestleMania, basically.
I was about to say, was it? Oh, WrestleMania. Okay.
Yeah,
because it's
been a while since he's been gone. Yeah.
Wasn't that in Chicago?
What, WrestleMania?
What was it Royal Rumble in Chicago? Was it Royal Rumble in Chicago? What was in Chicago that CM Punk was somewhere, because he was. I remember him wearing the Bulls jersey.
Where was that? Let's see. CM
Punk, I know that was a pay-per-view because I damn sure I wasn't watching Raw.
Yeah. When was that? Elimination Chamber is what that was.
Okay. All right. So I was trying to remember that he was. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and he was champion going into that at the time, but then he lost at WrestleMania to Roman Reigns. And I don't think we've seen him since then. And then there were rumors flying around like, oh, he wasn't happy with the way things went or something like that. But I think that was all just some nonsense to build up to his return, only for him to just immediately beat Sami for the title, which feels kind of bad. But, here we are. We'll see where they go with that. But, now we're leading into SummerSlam. Well, I guess we actually know where that's going based on SmackDown last night. It's going to be CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam. It's not a match I'm necessarily excited about, but it could be good. Like it will be a good match, but it has the potential to be a good match. I shouldn't say it will be. But that doesn't do anything for me storyline wise, at least right now. It does indicate like one of them has to be the bad guy theoretically. And having one of them turn would be a nice change of pace. But right now I'm not totally sure what they're going to do with it. We'll see. So that's wrestling.
So let's get to what we've been watching. So I guess you can go ahead because I just watched what you watched.
Yeah, I still haven't watched the
Spider-Man.
Noir. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Did catch up on House of the Dragon. Watched the episode that I completely forgot about last week. And then watched the latest one. Yeah, like I think we talked about it the last time, is like it's a fine enough show, but I don't know that the story for me is particularly compelling with the way that they've structured it. And I don't know that it's necessarily like they've drawn it out too far, although that definitely feels like, especially in this latest episode, like there's just I think the idea is that with episodes like this latest one, they're doing like character development because this one is a lot about like Rhaenyra now that she's spoiler on the throne in King's Landing. She's having to deal with like the politics of dealing with the common folk and how they're angry that her blockade starved them of food. And she's basically like, well, somebody tells her basically like the rich were stocking up food and it wasn't really your fault that this was happening. So she basically takes the food from the rich and gives it to the poor. And once again, like it's a series that very much feels like, and I don't know if this is how the book was. I feel like the book was maybe a little more like it didn't choose a side, but like the show seemingly wants you to think that Rhaenyra is the good of the show. She is the main character, and it's like they're not giving me anything new to chew on. Like I already understand that you were trying to portray her as the good. Um Now I think they are adding a little bit of layers to her because um what's his name? Corliss is the guy. He asked her to basically knight, well, not knight, because she was gonna knight all of the dragon riders. She was gonna knight all of them. And he asked for her to name his sons Valerians. And she decided that like politically that was not a good idea for her. And he's basically like, your sons were bastards and you gave them your name. Like, why can't you do the same for these guys? And then she, of course, got upset about, him pointing out the
Yeah.
fact that her sons were
Wait a minute. Is
bastards.
this the one? Is this the Dragon Rider who
This
said that?
No, it was Corliss that
The
he had asked for the two sons, Alan and I can't remember the other kid's name. Um, but he had asked for them to be knighted as Valerians, actually give
oh,
them legitimacy in the family name. And I forget what she knighted them as, like, I don't know, something to do with the sea or something like that. Um, and he was like, look,
okay.
I haven't really asked you for anything, and I've done all this stuff for you. I've always been on your side, and you basically betrayed me here. So there is a little bit coming out of this episode that does interest me as to like where does that go? Like what
Yeah.
is Corliss's role? Going forward, because he was, at least I think even by the end of the episode, he still is her hand. Um, but obviously there's some splintering there, and that does give her some like, oh, she's not totally just the good. She is, ambiguous here. But that's kind of everyone in the Game of Thrones universe, right? Like there's no universal good. You kind of expect everyone to have, depth to their character. It's just about a matter of whether the depth is interesting or not. And the other thing happening in this episode is the son that she had brought back from Old Town or whatever. Um, one of the, why can't I think of her? Allison's sons. She brought him back. But it turns out he was actually a decoy, so I guess she's going to be upset about that and go after Old Town or something like that. And yeah, because the dynamic between Alicent and Rhaenyra is like coming out of the previous episode. Obviously, she brought Otto Hightower out of the dungeons and killed him. Alicent wasn't happy about that for obvious reasons. She killed her dad. But they're kind of coming together. Like they have the same general like goal, right? Because like Amond or Amon, whatever the son's name with the one
Yeah.
eye, like obviously he's like too much, like he's doing too much. Even though he wasn't in this episode. Um, so like his mom's like, yeah, Rainier is a better option than him, but maybe she's starting to see like, oh no, she's gonna do some shit too, like kill my dad.
Everybody's going to do
Um,
some shit. That's the thing.
yeah,
It's like,
even though her son is the one that put him in the jail, right?
yeah,
Like, isn't that what
yeah.
happened? So it's you know, um, yeah. So there's aspects of it, but I think when it comes down to it, the thing that turns me off from it the most is the fact that it feels like, and I feel like we've been talking about a lot of shows like this lately, like Daredevil is kind of the same. It's like, oh, I'm kind of excited for like where this ends up. But then you get to the end and it's like, well, you didn't get me anywhere. Like we're still in the same place that we started out at. And like while each episode is like well written and somewhat entertaining, the whole series falls flat. And after 2 seasons of that with this show, for Daredevil, it was kind of like one because like the first season was compelling, and then the second season was like, oh, we didn't get anywhere with this. So it's
Yeah,
been
yeah,
one
exactly.
season with that where it was like that. But this season one was like that, season two was like that, and now we're on season three, and it's feeling like basically the same thing where it's like your argument where it feels like they're just creating filler at a certain point to have a show on TV when it's like you could have wrapped this up in 2 seasons and it could have been very interesting, compelling television. But instead, you're milking this franchise and you're doing it over the course of like 10 years because you don't release a season for 2 or 3 years, basically. Um, so at a certain point, it's like, what is the motivation to keep me watching? If it's to get to the end, I'm still, unsatisfied and then waiting a year and a half to 2 years for the next thing. I think that's where my general kind of malaise about the series comes from. Like, I don't think it's a bad show,
No,
but
yeah,
I do
exactly.
think it's kind of a nothing show.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. It feels like this is the total opposite of like, well, I wouldn't say opposite, but Better Call Saul, yo, like that was just as good as Breaking Bad, and
Mhm.
like I don't I mean that is a rare feat. Now that's not something that's common. That is rare. Like something could do that. Somebody could build a show that's a spinoff and make it just as good. Some people, I mean, there's some arguments were better, but whatever. I mean, it's a great show, and like this, which is I wouldn't. It's not necessarily. I mean, it's not necessarily like a spinoff because it's a universe. I mean, it's a whole timeline thing, and like this takes place in the past that so you can still build upon it. It's like okay, you can still make a. It's not really like a straight up spinoff, but you can still build something like its own story. I mean, because the story's already written, but it's its own story and everything. But like, it's not that long. Like the book. I mean, this story is not that long, like compared to Game of Thrones or anything. And like, why does it have to be like 4 seasons, especially when you're doing other shows that's part
Right.
of Game of Thrones? Because it's like, dude, you don't have to be like, oh man, we need some space here. You're doing other shows though, right? You already try to show run these other type of shows. Why can't it just be 2 seasons or something? Why can't it be a mini series? Like, why can't we just do something like, hey man, like let's make a great show and not try to milk it for everything. Like I don't I don't know. And like I mean, and this as far as milking, like having filler episodes of hey, this is the best. Like this is it's a good job. I mean, like thing is, some people are arguing about like old TV shows, like the old TV shows be 20 some episodes, and people complain about filler, but I don't like filler. It's like 'cause they got something to watch. I said, yeah, but a filler got to be good. Like there's yes, TV shows have filler. I mean, series. Now, comedy shows, it's not filler. It's just comedy. It's funny. It's funny. It's not. It's not. But for like those hour dramas, I mean, or 45-minute dramas or something like that, an hour space, like, yeah, if you're gonna put a filler, make it just a good show, but still make it a good show though. Make it like, oh yeah, this is not really with the big storyline, but it's all right. And I say they do a good like with this because that's the type of show it is. Like you're going to have something to do with the storyline. But like you said, it feels empty. And like it's done well though. Like I said,
Yeah.
but it just feels empty. That I feel like yeah, you could have like really reduced episodes here. Like honestly,
Mhm.
some of these episodes could have been season two, and you could have took some episodes out of season two or whatever, or you take parts out of episodes, and it would have made it a shorter. Like it could have made it season two, and it's like
Yeah.
yeah, and then maybe you only need three seasons. Maybe we only need three seasons, or maybe we only need two seasons. I don't know. I mean, I guess if you do like 13 episodes each year, it probably could be over. It probably be over. We can finish it, and then it's like yeah, and then now we move on to the Lannister story, one that got like 9 nominations. I heard for the Emmys, but then
Oh,
again, I don't really know what's on television anymore. So it's like I would have to like. I mean, that's a lot though. There's a lot. I mean, that's good for the show.
yeah.
I mean, I'm sure the show is good. That's the thing. I'm sure the show is good. I just don't. That's not
But that one
interesting
feels
to watch it.
so even more inconsequential. That's why, like, I don't feel like I heard really anybody talking about it outside of the occasional, like, yeah, this is good.
Yeah, I just don't care
This was
enough
easily forgettable.
to keep watching. Like I want to watch some more. But that's the thing. I think at the game, like I don't. I didn't need me this, but this is me personally. I didn't need more Game of Thrones after Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I do want something a good story though, but it didn't have to be like Game of Thrones. It could have been just some other genre. That's all I want. I mean, like I wasn't looking for more Game of Thrones. And like I could arguably say that by Breaking Bad, like them do Better Call, it's like that's interesting, but I wasn't big on it. But watching the show grabbed me. Whatever it
Yeah.
did in that show, it grabbed me. House of Dragon, like when I first watched it, I mean, it sort of grabbed me, but not really. It got me enough to say I'm okay with keep watching the season. Like I was okay watching. I was like, oh yeah, it's okay. And I wasn't like the first season. Yeah, I didn't feel as like I do now of it, but that second season, that really, yeah, the way that went, the pacing and stuff, I think that really just made it like, man, like this is drag. Yeah, I
Honestly, in
think
a
we
lot of ways, it feels like the first half of the first season where, it's the younger kids, before they do that time jump and you're dealing with, like, the king. I feel like that was the more compelling stuff, and that's what I
to tell you
recall
the truth,
grabbing me.
that I think that's how I felt too.
Yeah.
I like that, and but also I think also knowing me in my mind that I just created without even looking up to see what was the plan for these shows. I think I just thought short book. Hey, this might be done this season or the next season, or they're gonna have two
Yeah.
seasons. So I thought it was like, hey, I'm watching it, but hey, I'm going to see an end, and I'm. It's not going to be that long. It's not going to be that long until I see the end. I did not know they would stretch. Day if I had known this was going to be stretched out to 4 seasons, I don't know if I would have finished the first season.
Mhm.
I don't. I mean, maybe I would have. I mean, no, put like this. I would have finished the first season. I don't know if I would have finished the second one. I probably would have started watching and saw it was boring and said I don't care, and just I'll wait till they finish. I probably would have
Yeah.
said that. if I had known, like, definitely that this was like at the beginning, like, hey, this is gonna be a 4 season thing. Like, I thought this was gonna be short, but I saw like, hey, it's not. The book was very long, and it's like, oh, it's only one book. I said, there's only one book. They did one book in a season, so on Game of
Yeah.
Thrones. So I guess yeah, they can do that with this. Um, yeah, I just like I would be entertained, man. Like, and like this is yeah, it just feels like, and that's what I'm having a hard time doing now. Is just finding these new shows, which is, I mean, it's harder because of how shows are done with the streaming services, and nobody has a real schedule. It's not a real
Yeah.
schedule, and it's like you do a season, and it might be 2 years, 2 to 3 years, so another season. It's like, nah, man. That I said, you can't do that on cliffhanger type of like TV series cliffhangers, man.
Mhm.
Like that's a long break. Like what? It's like what are we doing? And then especially if
Yeah.
like, listen, if you don't know if like, oh, we don't know if we're going to get another season of this. We see how well it does. I was like, but I'm sorry. I feel like, listen, your studio either you put in the listen, you just take the chance, like to say like, okay, you
I
got
think you
this amount of
film
time.
both. And then that's how you sell your streaming service. You're like, "Well, we canceled this series. Now you can watch the real ending."
Yeah, it's like, dude, you gotta, yeah. It's like I don't know, like I feel like you can't do the old way of like just saying like, hey, we'll do this, and then okay, yes, there is going to be another season. So after like some episode, like if it's really popular early on, they'll say, oh, they got another season coming in. That's like,
Yeah.
dude, I don't want you to waste my time. Like I don't want to waste my time watching something that is like not there.
The problem is I
Like,
think they're so afraid that, like, if they were to, quote, unquote, like, have some conclusions by the end of the series, like, you can still have cliffhangers, but, like, the show doesn't have to be a cliffhanger, right? Like, there can be
yeah,
openings to what's gonna happen in the next season, but you feel like there's some level of resolution to it. But I feel like they're so afraid that if they give you any kind of resolution that you might not come back, especially after 2 years, a year and a half, 2 years, whatever.
yeah.
Um, they do this stuff where they just leave everything open ended, and it's like, yeah, like you said, I don't know what's actually coming back or not, whether it's gonna be successful or not, and you kind of expect with something like this, which is an established franchise, it's pretty much a guarantee because obviously this is what they're revolving everything around. They aren't creating new interesting things. They're just like, well, we've got this fantasy thing, so we're going to tie this into Game of Thrones because we know that everybody liked Game of Thrones until the end.
Pretty much. I was just thinking like shows that I have watched and they haven't continued. It was the anime series on Netflix, the Blue Eye Samurai.
Mm,
And like that was really good. That was it was the animation was good and the story was good. I haven't heard anything about a second season yet. It's been years now, and I'm like, what? I was like, so is this just canceled?
that's your
I
fault for
mean,
trusting anything on Netflix, Dominic.
yeah, and I mean, and I will give it this. It had an ending that it was a cliffhanger ending, but it there was no. You know what? No, she didn't kill the guy. Never mind. No, there was a resolution. No, they did a cliffhanger. Yeah, because she kept him alive. Kept the guy alive because she was going to find her father in England. She was taking a boat to England, and that's how it ended. And
Mm.
how many years ago was that movie? Be that show? It's got to be like 3 years now. Like that's ridiculous. It's like, dude, like I said, darn man. And I know some people say, hey, but it was a good show along the way. I said, yeah, but I'll be honest with you, man. I'm at the point where, like, if it's something where I'm going to be like, man, I wish it would continue, I'd rather not see it. I'd rather just not know about it.
Yeah.
I just rather like if I can't get no conclusion with the story, well, yeah, and then plus I won't because I don't see it. I don't know how good it is, and but I won't have that feeling of feeling like I'm not fulfilled. And, but I feel like Blue Eye. I mean, from the shows I've seen that have Blue Eye Samurai, like why
Yeah,
that
it was
one?
from 2023, so it's coming up on 3 years now.
Yeah, why haven't they? Like what? Like was that unpopular? I mean, I got 97%, of course, on Rotten Tomatoes and everything, but I don't know. Wait a minute, it says Blue Eye Samurai returns. Oh, there is a second season coming out. When? Production release window? This was yeah. It's slated to drop in 2027. See, too long.
Mhm.
That is way too
Yeah,
long,
4
man.
years, like, nah, that's too much.
Because now I don't remember everything of that. Like, yeah, you asking people. Well, it's like, oh, watch it again. It's like, dude, how much time we got?
Yeah.
I mean, hell, it took for a long time for Arcane to come back, right?
Yeah. Sure did.
Right. I guess we get to what we playing. Gotta get some finally get some video games. So you didn't play anything.
Did you wanna talk X-Men at all before we do that?
Oh shit. I didn't realize. Didn't talk about X-Men.
We don't
Okay, so
have to.
yeah,
We can save it for next week.
no, no. Um, I mean, just say. Well, we'll just say if it was what we like, what we saw so far. I mean, I still haven't watched
Yeah.
one episode. I haven't watched.
Yeah.
No, well, actually, probably two because I had it on, but I wasn't really looking at everything.
Okay.
Um, but I watched. Yeah, so I watched well, I talked about the first one.
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah, I watched the second one, and so the X Force and X Factor thing are there, and it's always funny because I did not know because I always see them in comic book stores when I was younger about
Mhm.
that, and I see some toys of the X Force, but I always
Yeah.
thought like I said, are these like the off-brand X-Men? Is this like a I never knew if it was like a real thing. Like, is this a
Yeah.
thing that
Is this
of
DC's version
continuity?
of the X-Men?
Yeah, yeah. I was like, I said, am I supposed to like? Is this a good thing? It's like, what is this? What are these? What is the X Force? So I never really learned like what they were. I mean, I honestly, that even to this day, I mean, I know that they're more prominent. I still never read what they were, or
Yeah.
if I did, it's not that I retained. So saying that and saying like, oh, okay. So I see like, yeah, makes sense. The X Men are not around in current time. Spoilers, sorry, they're not around in current times, and now they have Cable leading the X Force, trying to stop Apocalypse. And but he's a guy who does it any means necessary kind of guy. He's
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's like, no, we don't just lock people up. It's like we don't have a jail. What the fuck? They was gonna shoot and kill them. It's like, well, it's like we ain't the police. While the X Factor guys are the government. And it looks like are they part of Shield? Because they look like they got an airship. They were on an airship.
Oh, do
When I
they?
like, yeah, they when they were talking with the X Force.
I haven't gotten to the second episode yet.
Oh shit! Dang, I thought you finished it. I
No.
thought that's
I
I
mean,
thought
you're not
yeah.
spoiling anything for me. I mean, at the end of the
Uh,
first episode, they show that, the X-Force is there, so.
Okay, so yeah, then we could have, yeah, but damn, Daniel, after you had told me that, Daniel, I would have told you, yeah, we can wait till next week. Shit, fuck it.
Okay.
I like, well, yeah, well, I like what I saw. Well, so how'd you like the first episode?
Yeah, I like the first episode, like you talked about last week. It deals with them, in the future, um, and kind of dealing with all that stuff. Um, yeah, I'm interested to see where it goes. I mean, it's still quality television, like that first season was. So nothing stands out to me as like, oh no, there's trouble. So I'm all for what they're going to be doing with it.
Yeah, yeah, I like what's going on here. So yeah, so that's it. So now we get to video games. So you didn't play any video games.
Nah,
This
with my
okay.
power being out half the week, I didn't really get a chance to play anything.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, I saw on the news that like a lot of people had lost power. Um,
Yeah, I mean, it
for that
was much worse than in some other places. I mean, like 695 flooded pretty significantly down, like in Glen Burnie area. I was shocked that it was even possible for it to look that
which
way.
is
You know, it
I was
was
going. That's where I was going to
waist
Glenburn,
high.
like that area.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the 4th of July. I'm kind of
Mhm.
glad I didn't do that.
So it's a good thing you did not.
Yeah, but I hope those people still had a good time out there.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
but yeah. So I been playing still some more Final Fantasy 16. Yeah, still really enjoying the story of that game. Everything. Like I said, I still am a firm believer that it should be Final Fantasy like subtitled something, not
Mhm.
numbered Final Fantasy, but whatever. But it's a good game. But itself, it is a good game. Like I do like it. I'm actually shocked how much I liked it. I've also played. There, let me put up here some Batman, Lego Batman, some more Lego Batman. So I'm still like so. The part I'm at is I have met Catwoman, so we partner up trying to find out who this Red Hood guy is, and then we realize, yeah, it's a joke. I mean, or this guy. Well, we no, we I already did with the Red Hood, but somebody else is coming up, but we find out it's a Joker. It's the guy who was a Red Hood or whatever.
Mhm.
So now and it's kind of like I said, this game bunches up everything Batman from all the different sources of Batman, from movies, from all the movies, all the comics, and the TV show. So right now, I'm trying to stop the Joker from doing the laughing gas, and it has that parade that was in the 1989 Batman.
Mhm.
And they, Catwoman was there in that one, but she's here with in this one, with me trying to help me stop these balloons from flying. And oh yeah, I finally got like to upgrading stuff for the Batcave, like and like you see all the costumes and stuff you collect or buy or whatever. And yeah, and Bat who is like this cartoonish looking Batman. His store opened up. That's where you can buy some extra stuff to put in your Batcave. Like you can buy Lego stuff to basically, furniture, things of that nature if you want to put in your Batcave and anything, and costumes. And that's really the more important thing for me. It's just the costumes.
Yeah.
Um, so, and I like that, and I also like that. Not only can you get the costumes, you can also get collect the different palettes, so you can put these colors on all the costumes
Ah,
and
neat. Okay.
your vehicles. And each person so far has their own vehicle. Like Catwoman has a bike, whatever, and it looks like I could unlock more stuff for her. Another bike, well, at least another bike. This one more. I'm still unlocking different Batman vehicles. So far, I have basically all the movie vehicles, the old TV series back in the '60s vehicle. The I don't know if I have had the animated. I think the animated series one is just the 1989 one. So I think yeah. So yeah. I have because I have that 1989 one. Um. Also, yeah, I can finally glide around the city and everything. So I now it's like okay, now this is definitely feel like Arkham Knight, and I unlock some combos and stuff to do with the villains. So now, oh, also now I can actually hang them. But a lot of times I get caught every
I
time I
thought
get
Batman didn't
like
kill people, Doc.
what no, I didn't hang up. I didn't hang up like by the neck or anything. It
Yeah, yeah.
just but
Hanging to
yeah,
their feet until they blood rushes to their head and they pass out and die.
yeah. So far, yeah, the game is fun, man. Like yeah, it's a lot to do, a lot of things to collect and everything, and it's funny, man. Like the dialogue and stuff that is that happen in the clips. Like it's yeah, it's well done. It's a well done game. Oh yeah, I'm really
Nice.
enjoying it. Um, Also, I've been playing. Okay, I must have did something on the page
What?
because I hold up. Oh, I know why. My I have this extension that makes it dark mode or light mode, and
Uh,
it had the dark mode on, and when it has a dark mode on here, it makes everything like
you
dark.
couldn't see the black text?
Yeah, I couldn't see it, and now I don't know did I erase anything because I was thinking I had done something, so I said redo.
No,
So
I mean, I think you got
okay,
everything here.
all right, cool. All right, so I played some more 007. I'm still in the early stages of his training. Like he's still with a group of people, and like, but we are really actually doing a mission now, and we're about to do like a real like a series. Like we were doing like a it was a real mission, but it wasn't. Well, wait a minute, was it? Let me think. Yeah, I think it was still a training. It's still a training, but it was it like you but I think it wasn't as like a as serious, or at least it didn't make it out to be as serious. But it was still something real. Um, like you was in a club because y'all would just hang out in the club, and then it said, "Oh, you got a mission," and they when you talk to some people, would like, yeah, do something, talk to some guys there. But it was still like training. Yeah, it was so and it was cool that way, like being in a club and like talking to people to get information, like but be casual and everything. And then of course things
Mhm.
happen. Like you talk to somebody, you and then of course a guy comes like you talking to my girl, you know, this stereotypical stuff, like causing me problems when I'm trying to do my business stuff. Yeah, but that was fun. But yeah, I haven't got to the point where he's a double O agent or just going out in the field by himself. Yeah. Like I'm waiting for like a moment, like say, okay, is it gonna be like we just graduate and we move on, or are people gonna die? Like, are these people gonna die? Because now, like now that like if now you all kind of getting close with them and stuff and knowing them, it's like, oh man, that's how I feel like every time a bond, man, it gets to that point, like, oh
They're
yeah, they
becoming
really want,
targets now, yeah.
yeah, they trade on you or they die.
Mhm.
um. So yeah, but yeah, I'm enjoying what I'm playing so far. It's fun.
Nice.
Space Marines, I played a little of that. I actually played a multiplayer. Well, it's co-op, but co-op match with some people. Like it is, but it's actually tied to the story because when I was playing a mission going on, like you were telling the other group that you're leading, like where to go, and then that's when Indicator came up saying like, hey, if you want to play what Team B is doing, you can play co-op and play their mission. I was like, oh,
Mhm.
okay, so that's how they do it. So that's cool. How they make like extra little missions for co-op, like just yeah to actually like something you can do like with the multiplayer. I mean that I like how they integrate that. So I did, and I played with two other people. There were two other people up there. I was playing on the PS5, yeah, because they got it free up there. Also, Space Marines. So I was playing on PS5 on the Portal, trying it out. Um, and I will say, like the streaming. Well, I put it like this: Xbox. I always have a problem with Xbox on PC, and
Mhm.
it might be something with the internet here, where maybe I have to go in and fix some stuff, like some packet loss shit, whatever.
Yeah.
These
Port
guys on Reddit were telling me,
forwarding and
yeah,
stuff like
it might
that.
be
Yeah.
something to do with that, um, with the PC. But I haven't tried the Xbox on my phone, like how it runs. But I know the Portal. I've been streaming, now, and I'm not streaming from my console. I'm streaming from their service, and it's been fine. It's been fine from PlayStation. Like I haven't had no serious
Mhm.
problems. Xbox. Now I'm not saying like, oh, that's better. I'm saying this is PC because I probably if I do the PlayStation streaming on my PC, it might be pixelated also, and it could be
Right.
just whatever the connection is with that. But I mean, I have noticed that in my sister's place though, that streaming on my phone was a lot better than streaming on my PC, and
Mm.
I'm not liking that because I'm like, what the fuck? That shouldn't be a thing. Like
Nah, you
yeah,
have so much horsepower on your PC compared to your phone. It should
yeah,
be significantly better.
even though yeah, and it shouldn't. I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, and plus you just stream. I'm just streaming it. It doesn't make any sense. But anyway, uh, yeah, because I wanted to play some Modern Warfare 2 because after I finished one, I was like, I was gonna play them all straight, and I couldn't stream it well, so I had to download it. I played a little bit of that. Um,
Mm.
but yeah, but Space Marines, yeah, too. Yeah, I had a. Oh yeah, but with that, I did have a. Yeah, I had a good time. It wasn't too difficult the mission. Like I was almost about to die. I don't know how many times. And hey, man, I don't know how I survived, honestly. Um, because I was trying to, because I forgot the control and say, oh shit, maybe I should have played another mission before, regular mission before I played because I hadn't played in a while. But yeah, because you do get to pick like what kind of soldier you want to be or stuff. Like they have they have their own guns and tactics and stuff like that because you can have somebody who can help heal you and things of that nature. Um, yeah, it was fun. Like and it kind of reminds me like the Gears somewhat in that. So I think that's
Yeah.
cool that you had another game that's like that. Um, Also, NCAA football is on PC, and I played some. I tried it out, and it looks good. It runs really good on PC. It runs up. I mean, I played it on the PS5 and at least the 26, and I'm not gonna say 27. I mean, 27 probably doesn't look that much better, if better at all. I don't. I have no idea. I haven't heard anybody say that, so I'm gonna assume it looks the same. But I just think on the PC, like that game runs man so much more fluid. Like it's
Mm.
always like on PS5, there's like I don't know. I think during the gameplay it's 60 frames, but it drops during cutscenes.
Oh, yeah.
And while here it was constant throughout. Even though I don't know what happened, my thing keeps saying, "Oh, VRAM something like in the corner," and I saw like
Mm.
it's a warning saying, "Oh, this is this may cause problems." I don't
Yeah,
want to know
like your
how you take
settings are
that.
too high and you're kinda running to the
Yeah,
max
and
of what it's got,
but when I
yeah.
looked at my thing, I'm not I'm not there yet, and I'm like,
Mm.
can I turn this off? Because it's like I was like, okay, if it start messing up, then I'll stop. But right now, everything's running good, and I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, I'm not using that much. I said I'm not even doing much. So, but anyway, it might be a problem that has to be updated or something. But I'm just trying this game out. I'm not keeping it. Well, they got some issues with the NCAA. Like they've added microtransactions to the single player stuff, like Dynasty. The Dynasty mode and the Road to what they don't call it Road to the Show. They call it Road to Glory. I think it's called Road to Glory. Which is like the my player kind of thing, and
Mhm.
where like you could set up where because the my player is not like their my player is not like in the NBA one like NBA 2Ks because that's like that player goes online and does stuff. No, I mean unless you choose to take your player online, it's all just yours single player stuff, and you can do anything. Like you
Right.
can make the XP, like you can say how much XP your player gets, or your coach if because I usually play dynasty and like how many XP he gets, so you get different abilities, like coaching abilities, like that makes you a better recruiter or better motivator or whatever. Now they made it so that if you want to go up faster, you have to pay for it. If you want to go up, like you have to actually buy it. And
Hmm.
I'm like, man, that is horrible. Um, Now I didn't really mess with that stuff a whole lot really. But just put microtransactions in a single player game. Like I said, I said this before. The EA, as far as the games that had microtransactions, as a single player, they were the best. They were the best out of all the other sports games. I mean the
Yeah.
other companies
2K, I mean,
because
has gotten so crazy
yeah
with that stuff.
yeah like because they kept it away. They and somewhat kept it away because they kept microtransactions actions away, but there's some other features that I personally think they need to change, which it's just it's not a lot. Maybe I actually have to be the guy to send emails. I mean, because I'm sure they get emails on this too. Like I said, for years that EA has made it so that you don't have too much control over your single player game. Like as much control as you have now, if you never played those games back in the early 360 days, or like before, you don't, dude, you could literally do anything really in your single player game. Like, and while playing the game, maybe you're playing a game, like, and I feel like, okay, this game is easy now. I want to make it hard. You can do that while in the game, they will up the difficulty. And you can't do that anymore. You have to quit. If you want up the difficulty, you have to quit the game, start a new game, and put it in. I don't know why. I'm like, why is this like this? Well, because thing is, I usually like because I like to play around. I would put it on a hard difficulty and like play or something like that, and then see how well I do. And then if I'm losing in the fourth quarter, I was like, oh, I'm gonna put on easy and see if I could come back. If I could come back like down like by 4 touchdowns. Um, but like I can't do that. Like I'm gonna be stuck in difficulty. Now, like that's minor for a lot of people. A lot of people they play traditionally, like, oh, they all just play either the strongest mode or the second strongest mode because they're really good at it, whatever. I'm not that great at the game. And I usually like to just play around and do things. Like I always been that way. And I just hate that they just take that out. Um, I mean that's something that's simple. It's like why? It's like why? Like I never understood why they did that. Like they started that actually in Madden, um, on the 360. Oh, it was the later years of that. I don't know, was it '08? It was '08 that they did that. I'm not or not '08. I forget. I forget. It was one of those years. Um yeah, I don't think it was. Oh no, I don't think it was '08. No, I think it was in the double digits. I think it was in. It's got to be like 12, 12 maybe. They did that or 13. So like that's when I first noticed it. Like because I was like I didn't get mad in while I think NCAA it was still the old way, the one I had. And but yeah, I was playing Matt. I was like, what the hell? Why can I change the difficulty? What is this? And I feel like really is that because a lot of things are tied to online, and not that because you are online. I mean, you are online, but that the menu system they don't want to attempt to change it. Like they just want to keep whatever the online menu was. It's the same as the single player. So things because like in online you can't change your difficulty or
Mm.
whatever while you play or anything. So I guess they just want to keep that the same. But also I don't like that the trophies that you get. And I mean trophies. I'm not talking about like PSN trophy. I'm talking about the actual game trophies like Heisman or a Bowl trophy or all the other awards that they give for players. It's tied to an online account. Like you have to be online to see them. If you're not online, you can't see those trophies. And thing is, so sports games they take down like they stop the servers on them. Like they'll turn them off. So that
Yeah.
means if you're not, you say like, look, man, I'm not going to buy an NCAA game for a few years. I'll be good with this one. if they turn it off, you're not going to be able to see your trophies. And the thing is, I was at the point. I was trying to get to the point where I'll get like this year was probably is definitely better than the other 2 years, and
Hmm.
I was like, this will probably be the one I buy and I'll have for a while because it's going to have everything I want, really.
Right.
Like, and so, but oh, it like that sucks because I didn't notice that from the last one. I didn't even know that was a thing until I was just reading online. And I saw like someone say that's like, yeah, because it said like, so oh, so that's what that message was. What it says, like when I'm like, I had the PlayStation on rest and I can't, um, and when I go online, when I go play, they give me a warning, say like, oh, you have to connect to your EA account or you won't get trophies. I'm thinking they're talking about like the PSN trophies or their own achievement system or something. Like I didn't think that
Right.
was like the actual trophies. And I'm like, what? So I can't see the championships I won and stuff like that. Unless I'm connected online. Why? Like, why is that even tagged online? Now EA, they did take back the microtransaction thing. Like people complained, and so they said, yeah, we're there. They heard us, and well, they heard the folks who were complaining, and I was like, what I could, well, a good complaint, like, well,
Yeah.
and like that they're gonna, yeah, take it out basically, for this year. I don't know about the future years. I hope. I mean, like someone said, just complain again. Keep it going again, like the emails and stuff again. Because to say, like, look, man, this is a single player experience. Like this is what I play. This is why I play this game. And yeah, and this is what yeah, and this is why me and my friends, like we didn't play online. We weren't those type of gamers. I mean, like we were younger, we played against each other, but oh, like we didn't like we were didn't care. We like to do our own dynasty modes and or my players, and we used to just talk about it, like
Yeah.
who we played against and stuff like that. We so yeah, it's like you just ruined that experience. It's like that's the yeah with the later generations, like in sports, like they have definitely ruined the single player. Like just because they want to, it's like we got to get money out of these guys. And it's like, dude, you don't have enough people who want to play online and play your stupid ass card games, like on MLB The Show or NCAA. Well, actually, I
Never
think
have enough, Dominic.
well, with 2K, if you're just doing like like season mode, like that's all good. Like you can, I mean, unless they changed something recently, I remember like you can just play that game and do everything you want. Like even you have even more control. Like I will give them that. But for my player though, you don't. They used to, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's not like they couldn't. There was a time when they had you could have two my players, one online and one that was just single player. And like the single player one, I could just make him like 99, and he's just the best best dude ever. Um, while the one I take online, it's different. Like the actual stuff, I have to actually play people, and if I want to buy like have certain shoes, I have to buy them. But see, and that's the thing. They want you to be like, nope. Even if you want to play single player and get those shoes or whatever, you're gonna have to put up some money or use your little tokens or whatever they give you to get a pack that you might be able to get one. Um, and yeah, that it's awful. It's awful what they did. Like just can't fun. It can be even by yourself. You just they don't want you to have fun. They say no.
Nope.
That's $60. That's $60 or $70 is not enough for them. Say no. We need your soul. We need your soul. All right. Oh yeah, I played some Star Fox. I mean, I played the normal mode, and I just that I got the easy ending.
Mhm.
On that one. I did play easy mode again, and did like I just want to do some missions that I haven't done, so I did some different paths there. It's still like a couple places I haven't done yet, so I'll check that out. but I do see there. Like, yeah, the ending for the easy mode, there is like it's almost like Andros survived, while in the
Oh,
hard
okay.
mode, it's almost like he's I guess he's dead.
Yeah.
Which that tells you the easy mode is the actual real mode because they're not going to have another villain
I
in
was
that game.
gonna
This
say
will be
because he's gonna come back in the next one. They're not gonna come up
yeah,
with a new
exactly.
villain.
Yeah. It's like I don't know. I mean, shucks. Well, put like this, or they'll just remake the remake, and because so it's always going to be Andros. It's always Andros, Daniel. It's just like Bioshock games and stuff like that. It's always a lighthouse. There's always an Andros and a robot head. It's
There's
always
always a starfighter. There's always an
yeah,
Andros. There's
yeah.
always
There's always
someone.
a Slippy asking to help me. At the beginning.
Goddamn Slippy.
Um, so yeah. All right. I gotta take a quick break. Quick break. When we get to the flashback segment,
All right.
and we're back. So now we're flashbacking to 2016 in July. We got a new month because all we did was covers last week. So now we're gonna talk about some games that actually came out, their anniversaries. So in 2016, 10 years ago, we had. I'm trying to not go to that game yet because that's a bigger game. Okay, Song of the Deep
Yeah.
came
Yeah.
out. So tell me about this game, Daniel, because I am thinking of a game that definitely was not 10 years ago that sounds similar to
So Song of the Deep was an Insomniac game. It was a side-scrolling Metroidvania where you play, I believe, as a young woman who was looking for her father and driving around a submarine looking for him under seas. If I recall correctly, it was published by GameStop, and they had like, because this is like when Insomniac was kind of like exploring their options. They'd kind of left the comfort of Sony and developing only like PS2 games, and I can't remember if this is after. I think this is after Fuse, and they were
Oh,
still
definitely
kind of
2016?
like,
Yeah.
what's that?
I say 2016. Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely
Yeah,
at the
I can't
Fuse.
remember when Fuse came out exactly. Um, but they were still kind of exploring their options before they end up getting purchased by Sony. But so they had like a publishing agreement with GameStop, and this was going to be like GameStop's big first game that they're publishing, because like obviously their business at that point even was already kind of waning a little bit as far as the stores go. So they're like, okay, we'll go in this direction. Um, and it was a game that I thought was okay. I didn't end up loving it necessarily, but I was relatively positive on it, if I recall correctly. The scores generally were not great. I'm actually surprised. Like looking at the Metacritic scores, got 71, 69, and 66 on PC, PS4, and Xbox One, respectively. But then you start to go through like the actual reviews, and it's like a 6 out of 10 from GameSpot, a 6 out of 10 from IGN, a 4 out of 10 from Official Xbox Magazine in the UK, Polygon gave it a 7, so that's like pulling the score up a little bit. Game Informer gave it a 7. Honestly, I'm surprised they didn't give it more because they're also owned by GameStop. Um, but it was an all right game but for something coming out of Insomniac, you were expecting maybe a little more. Now with that said, I will say like this, they had the right idea here, Insomniac did, with creating like a smaller project that they could have a portion of the team working on while they had their other big games in development. And that's what I would like to see more out of bigger studios, is have your kind of your wet works kind of small operation working off to the side where you can kind of funnel people as they finish up their portion of projects. We hear too often, the game shipped and now everybody's fired because, oh, well, they don't need this team while they're still in early development. It's like, well, you know how video games work. Why don't you constantly have a cycle of video games going. If you're going to tell
Yeah,
me it's because you
exactly.
don't have, you're going to tell me that you can lay off 60 people, but you don't have a big enough studio to have two projects going at the same time or something. It seems very odd to me.
Don't have enough money, Daniel.
Yeah.
They work it off of scraps.
Well, Tony Stark was able to create that Iron Man suit out of a box of scraps in a cave, so do better is what I'm saying. But yeah, this was an all right little game.
All right, so it came out 10 years ago. Pokemon Go, and I mean this was a event. Really,
Yeah,
like I mean, not the event like the day. I mean, like it was the event of days, like of people using their phones and getting Pokemon. Like as you see videos of
walking
crowds of
off of
people
cliffs.
trying to get certain Pokemon in certain areas. Yeah, so this is a free game, a AR game on the phone for the iOS and Android, and where like you can like go out in the world, so it looks like a Pokemon is out in your world, like looking through your phone, and you can go throw a Pokeball and to catch it.
I could be a
Yeah,
Pokemon master.
yeah. So, but yeah, there was no fighting in this, right? Like there was just
No,
the
then that's part of the problem that I think more traditional like Pokemon players had with it was, yeah, you're just going to these areas, you potentially catch the thing, and then yeah, you didn't really have battles. I think later they introduced the gym system where I think there is some level of like combat, but I
yeah.
think even that
I mean,
stuff is not
that game is
interactive in the
different.
same way.
Yeah, it's definitely different than what it is that was. I mean, was so like but yeah, there wasn't a battle system when it like first started. But it was a phenomenon, man. Like you see stuff in the news and things, see like how people would have like accidents would happen, like because kids or adults,
Yeah.
a lot of adults will
They're
just go
driving
out
while
and
playing
go.
Pokemon Go.
Oh well, just be like, or just walking in the streets and stuff, like and like trying to get the Pokemon, and it's just crazy. I mean, it's like it's cool. It's cool that it's like the concept is cool. Like it's like oh yeah, to go outside and do that. You know, I don't like go outside no more. But 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 people, yeah, just not being cautious. Like I get it with kids. The kids, they're not cautious even if they don't have anything in their hands or to look at. But damn, grown adults, man, it's like come on, man. It's like, dude, excuse me, I got hiccups. All right, hopefully that stopped it. But I like dude, yeah, just watch where you're going. But nah, man, it was big, man. Like Pokemon, yeah, Pokemon does that. Like that's one of those properties, man, that just gets people to go crazy. It can make people
Yeah.
go crazy, man. Like and so I mean on Michael Jackson and then like I guess Taylor Swift and Beyonce. It's funny how I do singers and it's Pokemon. I'm trying to think of another property that's like just makes people like just buy everything and just go crazy. But what else is there? What is something like Pokemon? Was like is there anything?
I'm trying to think. Yeah. Like, what would that be?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Like that would be like something uh, be huge, like just anything. Yeah,
Donald
I don't
Trump.
know. Yeah, well, Donald Trump. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say it's
Uh,
any like sports teams, some sports
yeah,
teams
I
and
mean, I
stuff.
was thinking about that, but yeah, because
But
they're
it's
so spread out across each
yeah,
team, the Yankees, the Yankees.
yeah, yeah. It's
But
like
even
yeah,
then, I
exactly.
feel like Yankees fans aren't aren't the same as like a Taylor Swift. I mean, you could say like Disney adults or something, maybe even.
Yeah,
But that
maybe.
feels like such a small segment compared to like you said, a Pokemon or a Taylor Swift or something like that.
All right. Let's see. What else we got here? That's it for 2016. So we go back 20 years, 2006, and we got Half-Life 2 Episode 1 up here. Actually, that's a mistake, Daniel. I put the wrong
Is it?
month because we did talk about that already.
I was gonna say I thought we talked about it, but I didn't know if it was a
And
cover or
I
something.
put June up. I
Oh,
was
I see
supposed to
that
put
now. Yeah.
July. But I don't think there was much in July because I was looking at July in the Moby Games section.
Yeah.
But let me go ahead and look here. Darn, I forget. I gotta go another window. 2, 6.
Let's see. July. Oh, overshot it.
And I mean, I do have them up here. I have that game up here.
Battle for Middle
Oh,
Earth.
so that's why I couldn't see the games that I saw.
And
I did
Prey.
have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So because I had done the wrong month. Um, is there anything else besides those 2 games that I already have up there?
Chrome
'Cause
Hounds. I don't think we didn't talk about Chrome Hounds.
Super Dragon Ball Z had came out, but I don't know if that's like is that a special one? I have no idea. Um, I had NCAA '07, but I don't know anything real special about it. Oh, damn. That's a okay, that's past the date anyway, July 18th. So, but those dates don't, yeah, well, I ain't gonna talk about those games anyway. Yeah, there's really not much. So, yeah, so what we got for July is Prey. Prey was Xbox 360 game, and it also came on Windows. That where you played as someone like a Native American or something, and then
Mhm.
aliens came.
Yeah.
But your Native American ancestry gave you some powers to help you
Yeah. You had
combat the aliens.
superpowers.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it
because they
kind of
kidnapped your
reminded,
girlfriend. They abducted your girlfriend.
yeah. And so yeah, so you went to so you had to go save her. And I mean I beat it. I mean because you had it, right? Didn't you buy it?
Mhm.
Or
Yeah.
okay, yes. So yeah, so I had played yours and beat it. I mean I liked what I played. I didn't dislike it. Um but like the story thing, because Turok is kind of similar, but as
Mhm.
far as Native American, and then they have these special weapons and stuff and everything. You know, it's funny. Um, but yeah, but the game. I'm trying to think what was special about this game. Like, why?
They had, like, portals and stuff, I think that,
Okay,
for the time was like, "Oh, this is unique." I really feel like for me, the appeal of it was it felt like a modern Duke Nukem. Like, it still had that kind of, like, dude bro vibe to it,
I
even
was
though
using the
it did
EdTech 4
have.
engine. I don't
Yeah.
know how big
Oh,
that was
yeah,
then.
yeah, it yeah, one of the few games that was still using id Tech at the time. Um, and I think
He
it
was
looked
he was Cherokee. He
alright.
was Cherokee.
Okay. Yeah, there's some stuff I think later in that game that they do, like, with puzzles and whatnot, and I wanna say, like, Gravity that I thought was interesting. It's one of those games that, like, I wouldn't hate if they made a remaster of. I wouldn't mind revisiting that game. Does that original one hold up? Maybe. Um, but I'd be interested to see how that runs on a modern PC.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I just remember playing this. I did
That game
enjoy
ever
it.
come out on the Switch?
This they were part two. So Prey was 2K until they I mean, then they went over to Bethesda, and
Yeah.
they just took the name though. Like, they literally just took the
See,
name
look at
and just
that.
made a whole new game.
Look at that. Microsoft could have been releasing Prey on the Switch, Dominic.
Oh man. Darn, I look at the screenshots. Oh my goodness, this game. Look at him looking at himself in the mirror. Right,
Hey,
actually,
pure tech, Dominic. See, modern games don't even have that anymore.
right, the last game. Oh, actually, is this the last game? No, no, not the last game. But oh yeah, Lord of the Rings: The Battle of Middle Earth 2 also came out 20 years ago. This was a strategy game which I always said I wanted to get. On because they actually did come on Xbox, the first one. I always want to get the first one. I just never did. I think because it never
Mm,
went like on sale, a sale that I wanted it to go to, a price that I wanted anyway. So I just end up never just getting it.
yeah.
Part two, I think it got rated really well. Um, actually, I don't know. I just put it up here because I just thought like, hey, chances are maybe it did get rated really well. Um, oh yeah, I got it now. Yeah, I mean, it got rated okay. PC 84, Xbox
Okay,
360
I
gonna be
was gonna
75.
say like high 70s, 80s. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Game Inform give it 85. Well, they don't usually do 85%,
I mean,
but
how many of these games come out nowadays? Like, do they still do the Warhammer ones, right? But
yeah,
outside of that, are we seeing a lot of tactics style games anymore? Because I'm just thinking about this as like
like out of the
even
brand,
even
like
I played
branding.
Warcraft. Which one?
I mean, there's, I mean, based on PC, yes, there are a lot. And actually, I'm telling you the truth, I guess a lot of some of those games they do be on the consoles. I just said
Yeah,
they're digital only, and like I don't really, I usually look past them, like
yeah.
unless it's like a known property. I'll look.
Because I'm looking at this
I'll
and I'm
look at it.
like, would I hate one of these games? Like, am I over this style game now? Because like I've liked tactics games in the past,
Oh,
but
I would
it's
love
been
to
so long
play
since I
like
played one, since like Halo Wars, basically, I feel like.
yeah, and like I mean I still like tactical games. I mean yeah, people are still playing. I mean yeah, obviously people are still playing. I mean
Yeah,
now
yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
big brands right now. I mean yeah, the Warhammer one is coming out. Trying to think of another big brand one like of real time tactics. I don't know. I can't think of one. I can't think of on top of my head a real time tech. I mean, if you count the, I mean, they're done differently, but it's still real time tactics. What's those games called? The Total War games.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
they,
yeah. Total War.
which they do have Warhammer too, but they
Yeah.
do like period pieces and stuff like that. So yeah, but yeah, I want something like more ease of access, Warcraft slash Starcraft type of games, and
Mhm.
maybe if you get search
Yeah.
online, that people probably tell you, but yeah, but there's none that's like been huge, whereas like we just know, I just know, like we would just know what they are,
Where's
and
StarCraft 3, Dominic? What are these companies doing?
Koreans said they ain't want no another one.
Okay.
They said we're good with just two. Um, It was like we finally got people to stop starving themselves playing that game. We don't want you to make another one that will do that
The
to our people.
government over there is bandits, so they're like, "Well, it's not worth it then. People in America don't buy them like that."
Yeah, exactly. Um, but yeah, I kind of want to go back to play these games because yeah, now I got a PC, and that was the other thing. At the time, I didn't have a PC to play on. I kind of do want to go
Mm.
back and play. Oh, look at a young Hugo Weaving. Oh man, such a
I saw
handsome
that picture too, yeah.
man. Yeah. All right. What else we got here? We got Xenosaga Episode 3. Also, Sprach Zarathustra, whatever you pronounce that last thing. But yes, this was the episode 3. This was the final episode of Xenosaga, Xenosaga, which I was about to say Saga. But yes, it was disappointing because this was supposed to be a lot longer, but because of constraints and sales, I guess they had to end it at 3. So I never did play this one, like because I think after I played 2, didn't really enjoy too much. I did hear that people say 3 was better, um, but I think it kind of was a downer for me because I knew that it wasn't being done the way the creator wanted. And
Mm.
I just said, like, man, with the disappointment of 2, it kind of just fell flat. I didn't care about playing 3 anymore. Um, but yeah, that this because I was really into I like Xenogears. Like I was really into Xenogears. So when I found out they were doing Xeno Saga, I was like, oh yes, I love how Xenogears really meld the like religion into this RPG world, and like it was so good. It was really done very well, and Xenosaga really was going even deeper with that. And I don't know what the fuck going on with these other Xeno games. Can almost seem like it ain't nothing about like like the stuff I played in the Xeno type of games, like the Xenoblade Chronicles and stuff. Like I look like those cutesy animals and stuff. I was like, well, I mean, now not that they weren't, but they weren't like a big part of the game, and they're more of annoyance. Like even when other people said like they didn't like it, like there was some cutesy thing talking. It's like, oh, you're going to have a cutesy animal in an anime, or I guess it's illegal not to. But anyway, but it was more of annoying, and like so like I didn't care about. Nobody talks about that in Xenogears. I don't even remember what Xenosaga had, but I want to know like because does Xeno Chronicles even carry like what does it carry from those games
Right.
that like that with religion, like as far as like did they go deep in religion in that game, or is it like if it do have anything religious it's kind of basic like religion, like oh look it's a lady who's an angel or something. But like because yeah they really go philosophically deep and shit, and like like I said, this is podcast where I was listening to that they were doing deep dive in Xenogears and everything, which yeah I like those guys how they do that. But yeah man, I yeah that like I was so into this, like ready I was so ready to get into the series, man. Like Xeno was like yes, because Xenogears technically they didn't finish that game because that second disc was me reading a bunch of shit. And so I was like yes they can finally have a game and finish, but nah. Namco at the time was just Namco. They weren't Bandai Namco yet. I think that's maybe that's when it happened when they became Bandai Namco. They were like, no, there's no more money here. Finish this game up. And they just had to end at 3 because he was talking about like, oh, I wanted to be 6 games or something. I was like, oh wow. Now, if I hear somebody say some shit like that, I was like, you're an idiot. What are you doing? It's like, no, you need to, you better fix it. You better edit that shit. It's like, yeah, unless you get all your money up front, that you can do all those games, man. Do not ever plan for that. All right. All right. I think what else? Is that it? Is there something else I'm missing here? Oh yes, the blob. The blob, yes. Okay, so there was a game called D Blob. DE Blob that came out not 10 years little it come out years later. Well
Yeah,
years
it
later
was
after
like
this
2
game.
years later in 2008.
Okay. Yeah. But The Blob was the first game, and this is a game that not a lot of people know about. And this is the game that really put that this is the reason why D Blob is what it is. This was only on Windows, and yeah, you pretty much do what you did in D Blob. And then I think the company they got bought by THQ, whatever, and that's when they changed the name to D Blob and had a like a more cartoony. And that game was re-released like a bunch of times. They had D Blob too. They had a sequel to that
Yeah.
game. Um, So yeah, so this is the original one. Like I didn't even know that was a thing. So I was like, this cannot be forgotten, Daniel. So we will give the remembrance to the Blob for 20 years. 20 years ago, this game was formed to help the franchise The Blob have its little success in some years. Um, yeah, so good for them. I I want to see, was there a demo for The Blob or something? I want to know, did I replay that game? It's funny, but I've seen
They
it a
had it
lot.
at PAX East that one when we were there. I think we might have played it there
Oh,
a
maybe
little
maybe
bit.
you played it there. Okay.
Actually, I know we played it there a little bit, but I don't know if that's the only time you're thinking about. There was a demo
Yeah.
on the Xbox,
Okay.
I
So
think,
that's,
as
I think
well.
that, okay. That might have been the only
I wanna
time then.
say.
All right. So that's it. So we're going to take a quick break. And when we get back, we get to the gaming news.
Alright.
And we're back. So let's get to the gaming news, Dan. So what we got? I hope it's good news
Alright.
compared to last week, the last 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah, that's great news, Dominic. First up, Mario Kart Tour. That is the phone game. Because I had initially confused this when I saw the articles. I was thinking World Tour, and I was like,
Me
they're
too.
stopping the service for World Tour already? Jesus, what
It's like, I was
happened?
like, oh my God, those emails, I ain't take them seriously. I was just sending them out. I didn't think you were going to actually
I guess we're
do
just
it.
playing Sonic Transformed from now on. Um, yeah, the thing about this is like they've done this before with their phone games. You know, Nintendo is obviously not super committed to these things. There were the Fire Emblem games. There was also the Animal Crossing game. Now, it's probably been a year or two now since the Animal Crossing game was taken offline. But what they did with that one was made it a paid video game. You know, a full fledged. You just give them a couple of dollars and you can play that game in perpetuity. Now, that does not appear to be the case with this. So here we are yet again with, the issue of games preservation. In this case, it's a phone game. Now, the thing about this is like, you want to talk about video game preservation. And obviously, we're not big phone game guys, but this is the place where games die the most because there was some game that I was looking at for my daughter a couple weeks ago, and I was like, man, there's just no way. Oh, it was Donut County actually, because Donut County released an Android version back in the day, shortly after the console releases of that game. And there's just absolutely no way to play that game on the modern Android ecosystem. And it's so confusing that, these games that theoretically are running on the same like style processors and underpinnings are just completely left behind. Like you would think it would be more in the vein of like a PC where the games kind of, exist in perpetuity and in some cases run a little better because you have better hardware nowadays.
Yeah, I guess because, yeah, it's just maybe the standardization of this stuff is just not
Yeah.
like a thing with phones. And
Mm.
I mean, maybe that's what
Or in the
causes the
case of
problem. But
something like this, and it would be a more modern problem, but so many of them are probably server tied to
yeah,
something that once they're gone, they're forgotten basically.
and um, see, that's why we need physical. We could put the games on
Send a
SIM
physical
cards.
phone game. Not on a SIM card. I mean, it's got to be on a SIM card because they don't have SD card slots anymore. That's for sure.
Yeah.
What's on this one?
Uh,
My contacts from high school and the county.
yeah. Oh man, yeah. Yeah. That's. I mean, that sucks. But play a better game. Play.
Let's
It's
play
like, I don't
Mario
know.
Kart
I was like,
World
I'm
Tour.
saying play a better game like it's bad. I have no idea if it's a good game or not.
That was the thing. I think I tried it back in the day, but that was kind of the extent of it. I never paid any sort of money for it or anything like that.
All
All
right.
right, Dominic.
Oh yeah.
Here's the main event and a story that we've been following for basically a month now, I guess it feels like. I mean, it's been longer than that in general terms, but kind of the expected boot that we were waiting to drop has finally dropped. Microsoft has announced that they are laying off 3,200 people by the end of fiscal year, this fiscal year, which is July 2027. As of July 6th, they have let go of 1,600 people across basically every division of the Xbox brand. So that means there will be 1,600 more eventually released. It sounds like, well, the first up, the officially announced stuff. Both Compulsion and Double Fine are going back to being independent studios. They will be allowed to keep the brands that they've created.
It sucks because I feel like we didn't really get a lot under Double Fine.
No, like when this happened, we were like, think about the creativity of Double Fine with the money of Microsoft. And out of that, we got Psychonauts 2, which had already been
it was already
99% in development. And we got The Keeper and Kiln. That's it.
And those two games,
and it's been like 6 or 7 years.
And those two games, I'm like, man, that's like Microsoft money behind that. That's like that. Yeah. I mean, it's like it seemed like games that it could have been made.
Without Microsoft money that kept that studio open while that's what they made.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's not. And no, I'm not getting mad at them
because those games wouldn't have kept the studio open. That's for sure.
Oh no. Yeah, because that it wouldn't have. But I'm not saying I'm mad at them or anything. I mean, yes, man, you do what you want. I mean, what you're passionate for. Like if you want to do that, I'm just saying that it's just like Microsoft, like somebody said. Well, Microsoft, they didn't get these guys for big sellers to be big sellers.
Yeah, no.
They got them to help fill out the Game Pass and
give them some legitimacy and say like, hey, look, we're trying to fund, fun video games, creativity.
But it is sad that the last thing they did is kill them for a game that's not even reviewed by the top publications.
You're never gonna let this go down.
I just find it weird.
It's very weird. Those publications are at fault for this because they did not give publicity to kill.
But yeah, it like they did like it's there. It's like what a wait. Like they got that studios like there, man. Like whatever. Now Compulsion, we did get the South of Midnight, right?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah, and which that's the game I need to finish. But I did enjoy. I give it that. And look. Like, I know that game is what they done with that game and what they did, and like, yeah, it's a game that's taking a chance. Like, oh man, you're not going to get a big selling, but I think that's the point of it being what it is. Is that
I mean, look at what games they made before that. They made Contrast, which was like a PS4 launch title, and they made We Happy Few, which
asking these guys.
A lot of us expected more out of, and then once we realized what that game actually was, we were like, oh man. But once again, like, with Microsoft money, maybe they can do more. And to an extent, I think they did with South of Midnight.
They did. I would say Compulsion did. Now, if you don't like it, I mean, fine. Like, I guess action wise, I think
racist.
I wish it was well, that's the obvious thing. But like for I just talk about the action portion of it, which is like the portion of it. Like
it was an outdated feeling game.
Yeah. Like that could have been better, but that's not why. Well, that's not why the Twitter people didn't like it. We know why. But like that game was fun and like, yeah, you weren't. I said I'm sorry. You like, I mean, I don't know what the expected margin was. Maybe they knew they weren't going to sell a whole lot too. That was still another game to fill out the roster on Game Pass. But I guess it just came down to like now that because other stuff fell apart because it's probably like Double Fine and Compulsion is not their fault. Like it's probably everything around them that didn't do well, it just makes it worse for them because they're not going to be big sellers, but also it's like, hey, why keep this? We need to save some money
Yeah.
because we invested in other stuff that probably should have been invested in, or not invest enough so that it failed. And like in it for these studios, which most likely we're never going to be sell like top billing games. If it will happen, it'll probably be an accident. But like that's nobody. I don't think anybody looked at them and expected that, and I don't think. Yeah, and I think Microsoft didn't expect that either initially when they got
Mm.
it. I mean, I'm glad that they're able to go independent, though. I mean, I hope they're fine. I hope they work out to be fine doing that.
Yeah.
Um, it just sucks. Like them going away. Then did you get to the part sells off Undead Labs and Ninja Theory?
No, so
Okay.
that's the next part, right? Is those two studios, they have decided they have found another, you know, party to purchase them. We don't know who that is yet. They have stated that they are going to continue to help fund these games so that, you know, both of them actually get released. You know, State of Decay for Undead Labs and the new Senua game. And I wonder if part of that is just everybody giving them shit about the Senua game that they literally just announced and then proceeded to, you know, potentially not release. Um, Now, I think one of the complicated things that people have pointed out is like as part of this announcement, they've made no a promise basically that those games are still going to come to Game Pass, you know, despite the fact that, you know, they were previously advertised as such. So we'll see what ends up happening there. I mean, at this point, that's kind of the least of the concerns, right? Because like God only
Yeah.
knows when those games are even coming out anyway. Um, you know, so there's that, and I think there are layers to it, right? Is like, yeah, Compulsion and Double Fine got their freedom basically, but at what cost? Because both of those are studios. Well, I can't speak on Compulsion. I don't recall honestly, because I think they got bought up pretty quickly after We Happy Few came along. But like Double Fine was struggling before they got picked up. You know, they were funding every game through crowdfunding. They had the Fig, you know, crowdfunding company that they set up themselves in order just to make Psychonauts 2. So it really worries me that just because, you know, Microsoft didn't gut them, it doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, putting this domesticated animal outside is going to mean that that animal survives, basically, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
um
That's what I was thinking.
you know, and now you have Undead Labs and you have Ninja Theory, who are theoretically bought by another company. I really wonder what that company ends up being. Is it, you know, Saudi Arabia for at least one of these teams? Is it? It's not like an EA. I mean, that's Saudi Arabia at this point. Um, like a THQ or you know, Embracer Group is dismantled all of the things that it picked up. So I just don't know what company would have picked them up. Do we live in a world where Undead Labs was picked up by Sony? I have my doubts. You know, I don't think Nintendo picked up any of these companies.
Yeah, that's their live
So
service game.
well, that's why that's the one I went to with Sony. Is like outside of any of the potential, it would probably have been, you know, that game if they were going to pick up any of them. But I have my doubts that they're going to. Um, yeah, it seems it seems bad all around. I mean, it is bad all around, but it seems like even the options where we're like, this is the best possible outcome for them, it doesn't necessarily guarantee their survivability. Um, you know, and maybe these two games and these two studios have maybe the best chance because they're getting picked up by, you know, another company. but who's to say that company, keeps them around for very long? And then you have, the brands that are under the Xbox brand that you think necessarily by like them still being under the umbrella that they've still got their support and whatnot. But we're hearing stories from all around their brands that they're just getting basically annihilated. Bethesda being here in Maryland, I think there was actually a report from the state saying, that there were like 500 employees that were released there. And that's between like Bethesda Online Games and another brand, I think. And then you
So
have
that's why
id,
my dad
which
was talking about, because he
oh,
was
did he?
saying
Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if that was even on like the local news or something here.
he listened to this. But yeah, they announced that about like losing jobs.
Yeah. id, who falls under Bethesda technically, I think. There have been reports, and I don't know if how substantiated they have been, but basically the id tech team has been brought down from like 60 something people to literally one person. And there have been some talk like, oh no, we're still committed to id tech, but like if you literally have one person that knows how to manage that, how is that possible? Because like you got to think about it. While you don't necessarily have, well, actually you do, you have them releasing Doom, like that's an id tech game, as far as I recall. But you also have Wolfenstein. Like those guys over at Machine Games use id Tech to make their games. So what does that mean for their next game?
that
And
that one
id,
person got to have a lot of work to do then.
a brand that has been putting out successful games. It has been it just released the expansion for Doom the Dark Ages days after the announcement of this, day after the announcement of this. Like there was clearly no winning here. It's put out games, get fired. Don't put out games, get fired. There is no way that I can look at this, and they tried to spin it as like getting rid of layers of management because they had like 16 layers of management, and that was stopping the creative process of making video games while costing them too much money. And a lot of this can be laid on the feet of Phil Spencer, right? Like he obviously let things get the way they are. So I don't want to put this all on Asha Sharma, but I don't think they're clearly not going at this with a surgical, precision. They are chopping heads off of everything in a way of lowering as much money as possible. And I don't think that means at any point in time that the Xbox brand is in a good place, and that they have a true direction that they want to go with it.
Yeah,
Another
I'm like,
one.
what's games like? Okay, if they are doing another system, what is
What games are you
like
going to be left
me?
with?
Yeah, and I'm hold on, you're paying for it, and yeah, and what games you're gonna have? Because I guess it really comes down to the third party. I guess I'm like, well, whatever system's better and who has the more third party support, I guess guaranteed that I'll stick with them. Or
But like, what sense does it make for any third party to strike an exclusive deal with anyone? And if
I mean, it don't make
Microsoft
sense at
doesn't want to
all.
pay
It
for
don't.
their own studios,
I mean, the thing
then they're not
is,
going to pay for
they
exclusives.
need to make a deal. I mean, not so much a deal to keep off of Sony, but they got it for Game Pass. they gotta make a
Yeah.
deal with those. Yeah, I'm like that's the thing. Like I
Now there
guess that's
was
what it
some
is.
talk that they had stopped, making those deals for Game Pass actually,
Yeah, yeah.
or
I
significantly
hope it's I
reduced
hope it's
them.
like
I think that's been walked back a little bit. I think those have ended up not being substantiated necessarily. Um, but I could very much see a world where, yeah, if they're not paying to make games in house, why would they be paying to get more content on Game Pass? I think it's
yeah,
very
but then,
clear
then
that
it doesn't make sense.
the
Then it
point
doesn't make sense to even
for them to be in the
have
business.
yeah.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't at all.
Because
Um,
what you're buying, what are you buying?
well, and so that's the thing. There was a post on gaming leaks and rumors on Reddit from a Nathan Brown, who was apparently a former Edge in the UK, magazine editor. That basically Xbox's hardware and advanced technologies departments have also been gutted. Now, from the people's reaction on Reddit, it was basically like, "Who is this guy? I don't know that I trust anything he says." And I think some more trusted sources have said that that's not necessarily the case. But yeah, if you're getting rid of a lot of your games divisions, then what is the point of you releasing hardware? Right? It doesn't. I would be more inclined to keep game division people around making games because I'm now one of the largest publishers of video games in the world after picking up Activision King Blizzard, and going away from hardware because PCs exist, because the PlayStation exists. I can publish my games there. The Nintendo Switch exists. That we still haven't really seen Microsoft making an effort to publish games there. We did get South of Midnight there, or getting South of Midnight there. I can't remember if that's released or not.
We did get
Um,
Indiana Jones, right?
Minecraft, obviously. What's that?
Indiana Jones.
Yeah, we got Indiana Jones. Um, didn't get Starfield yet. Um, and I don't know that we would. I don't know that who you would have to work on that. You can't have Bethesda work on that. Bethesda needs to be making the next Elder Scrolls game. They can't be distracted, especially if they're getting, percentages of their studio getting wiped out through this as well. Um, I really am just looking at all of this and wondering, like, what are they attempting to do here outside of just lose the most amount of game development talent they could possibly lose, that the industry could possibly lose. Like, it is incredible the
Like, what is
amount
the
of
like?
people.
Yeah, because I'm thinking like, okay, does the future outlook look good? Like, I was like looking at this is like, what? I don't know what the future is. Like, this is. It's like I'm not gonna. Yeah, it's like I'm.
Future doesn't appear to involve them making video games, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I don't get anybody who defends this. I think you're pretty weird, or I mean, I just say you're trolling. Like that's why I just
Oh
think
yeah,
anybody
yeah,
who
yeah,
kind of
it's
says
not a
they gotta
genuine
be trolling.
opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, like you're just trolling, dude. That's it. But I don't. Yeah, it's like okay, so I guess I look at PlayStation, and then if you're a guy who's like, well, they're not doing disc on on their next system, and even on the current. I mean, if they still put out games on PS5, it's after 2028. If they weren't in development and what like 2027 or what something like that, they at a certain date they're gonna have to be digital. So
Yeah.
if you're one of those people who are just totally against going all digital, uh, like because some people say like, oh man, I'm going to Microsoft. Like, but what's their future? Like, what are you going to? Like,
Mhm.
why would you? Like, why would you even go there? Like, why go anywhere? Here's the thing. Yeah, just stay and see what the hell they do. That's what I'll be like. I ain't buying. I was like, I ain't gonna buy none of that shit. I say because this don't make no sense. And then you're gonna like. you're gonna come out and like you're taking away all these studios. I don't know what your like. I don't know what your future games are now. Like I literally don't
No,
know.
absolutely not.
And
Well, we have one indication, Dominic, because apparently Microsoft has basically mandated Obsidian make a new Fallout project instead of working on Avowed 2, which was in development.
wow, they were gonna make
It
a Avowed
sounds like,
too.
you know, I mean, obviously they should have been making a Fallout game a long time ago. Everybody wanted it, except it sounds like maybe Bethesda was blocking them from doing that and basically saying like, no, we are the ones that are going to make the next Fallout game. And it's like, I think it was Jeff Gerstmann I was listening to that was like, at some point you just have to basically, be the adult in the room and tell them, look, you guys are going to finish up Starfield and then you are going to work 20 years on Elder Scrolls. When are you going to put out a Fallout game? We are going to have Obsidian make this Fallout game because we need games right now.
Yeah,
And it sounds like maybe now that shit was finally dropped, but even then, how long is it going to take Obsidian to make a Fallout game?
exactly.
Let's say
If
on the
these people
short
haven't,
term, 2 years.
yes, yeah, I mean, wow, I'll be shocked if they put out a decent Fallout game in 2 years. They deserve every game award ever that you could possibly
But
give them.
that's the thing. Like Obsidian is also getting, especially because they seemingly lost a quarter of their staff. They expect them to make a game, but you just laid off their staff too.
Then, like, yeah, what's the so we're gonna have these? We don't know. Like, we have very few games we know that are coming to like in the future, like any indication of something. Then you go to have these systems come out. They're gonna cost a lot. Like, it doesn't even make it will not really make sense. Like, this doesn't even make sense. Like, it don't like there's nothing to get excited for. That's the thing. There's literally nothing to
No,
get
there's
excited
not.
for.
Not from this level of, there's indie developers every day, putting out interesting stuff, but from these console makers, like these people who are going to try and sell us new hardware for their exclusive games, they've got nothing. They are, it is an embarrassment that they're going to try and sell us something next year. And we haven't even gotten to like Arkane. Arkane is another one that is apparently still on the chopping block. What I've seen, the kind of online speculation around why there hasn't been a definitive answer for them is because, they're in France and that has better, protections for employees, basically. So they couldn't
Oh, I
just,
thought it was the language barrier.
yeah, exactly. Turns out their AI translation couldn't just, translate "you're fired." And that's they're a team that is working on a licensed Marvel game, which, despite the fact that Marvel movies aren't the biggest thing in the world anymore like they once used to be, that's still a big property, and you've seen success for those games, in Marvel Spider-Man. I'm sure later this year we will see success with Marvel's Wolverine. You have a studio that
and
is proven
and
that
and
they can make
Marvel
good
Rivals,
games, and Marvel Rivals, yeah.
even though it's mostly the boobs.
It's Gunnar bait, yes, absolutely. Um, and maybe Blade turns into that. Who knows? We haven't seen it yet. But seriously, like, and it sounds like that game is relatively far along into development, and that's another studio that could potentially either get shut down or sold off
Damn, I'm relying
or
on the
what have
French to
you.
make a black superhero game. What the fuck, man? Fuck this world.
Yeah, I would say I don't know that the blackness of it was ever going to come into play coming from Marvel, but I mean they are the
Oh,
ones that
I
created
was
the
joking.
character.
I mean, I have no. I mean, that's another conversation. That's a
But you
whole
make
nother
a good
conversation.
point, even in jest, Dominic.
Yeah.
I think there's some legitimacy to a concern there. But in modern video games with the Marvel branding on it, I don't know that was ever going to be a strong, plot point necessarily. Despite what could
Nah, I
be a
mean,
fundamental part of that character.
yeah, the most would be it's just that like he he likes fried chicken. That's about it.
Oh,
I think
Jesus Christ.
that's and he likes every now and then like some watermelon.
I mean, who amongst us doesn't?
The redness of the watermelon is really like the blood. It's just like it's
Oh,
really
is that what it is? Okay.
the more
That makes
the
sense.
redder the watermelon, the better it is for him. Um,
You missed the joke there, Dominic. The redder the watermelon, the sweeter the juice. Come on.
oh yeah, sweeter juice. Yes, that's right. Oh, I want some watermelon. I really want some
Got one
watermelon right
sitting on my
now.
counter.
Oh man, you do. My dad
I'd-
growing some.
Oh, yeah? Nice.
Uh, I don't know
It's
if
just
it,
going to take forever.
it's like he growing melons and he did
Oh,
he
okay.
put the watermelon seeds. He said, but they ain't working. I said no. We'll see how long that takes. So ever. I know he got
Yeah.
these little tomatoes he grew.
I was going to say, we got some tomato plants, but nothing have come of them yet, but they're pretty big now. So,
yeah. Do you get? Yeah, these are like look like the Roman looking tomatoes that he has grown.
oh, okay. Yeah, these are going to be cherry tomato plants.
Yeah, these they're all right. They taste all right. He tried the green one to see how it tastes green. I let him do that, man. He said it was horrible.
Yeah, I would imagine. I'm not a huge fan of tomatoes as it is, but I'll eat like a cherry tomato in a salad or something like that. It's not too bad. Occasional slice of a tomato.
I don't know.
I'm
Yeah,
not going to eat it like an apple.
In my later years, I was really into tomatoes. I really like tomatoes, man. Like a good it has to be like a good tomato that I can just eat by itself. Like I'm good with that. But anyway, yes, back to this freaking horrible news. But yeah, it's God, man. Like, yeah, it looks like that. Here it is. Like, you stay with your current system or PC or whatever you got. I mean, I guess you could. I mean, if you can afford to upgrade your PC, hey, good for you. But like just but as far as console goes, it's almost like a wait and see. Just like to say, like, hey, let's see what the hell's going to actually happen in a few years. With these guys, these companies, because like based on what they showed, like the games they have coming out in the future is not um it's not that far ahead for me to like they're not that far ahead, or they might not even come out. They might not even come out. They're not so it's like I don't know like what's beyond that, because like I'm like you got new console. Yeah. If people were hinting at new consoles for next year, it's just that that is it, I haven't seen. Usually, if a new console come out next year, usually I will see something that looks like something that's supposed to be on that console. We used to see that now because now that games just come on both and just say, hey, it runs better and looks better. I guess you just go with that, but I don't see. It's no reason. Like, first of all, it's going to be too expensive, and then I don't know what games you're going to have in the next 5 years, like for those things. And hell, you might even do that. What you did even longer. What you did with this generation even longer, and just have games come on both. But it probably a longer extended time. That's what I feel like. I feel like I said it before. I think Grand Theft Auto is basically, as far as big AAA games. I mean, you still have the Naughty Dog game. I hope that turns out well. And you still have I hope Fable comes up, but that comes up before Grand Theft Auto. Trying to think what's
If it
after
comes out.
I mean, some people are going to say the God of War. But yeah, the God of War.
Did we even get a date on that? We don't, right? We don't have a date on that.
The woman. Yeah, I know it's come out,
Yeah,
but they said
Laufey.
they said They didn't even say next year for that game. Shit.
I don't recall.
But they did say, well, hold on, the company did say it's going to be a disc. So that means it's going to have to either be close to coming out or
Yeah,
something.
I see here that they
Yeah.
confirmed a physical release, suggesting in 2027 launch. That's so funny now that we can kind of lump in when a game's releasing, whether it's coming out on a disc or not.
So the Uncharted game, I mean, they're doing that God of War remake, but that's a remake, so I guess that'll be the one of the first games that's not gonna be on the disc. Probably. Unless I'll be surprised if it come out next year. That game come out next year.
Yeah.
Then I don't know any other heavy hitters. I mean, yes, we know they're doing Elder Scrolls, but like when is that? You know what I mean? Like I don't know when that is. Like yeah, Grand Theft Auto feel like it's the like the swan song for like huge AAA games, basically. It's like that's the last huge thing, and then after that, it's pretty fucked up. It's pretty messed up. Like the state of like game as it used to be, like just going forward is pretty bad.
We lived through peak video games, Dominic.
That's the thing. Yeah, I can actually say that. Yeah, I was like, hey, that's sad. Because when I was younger, I used to always think like how I thought about that. And particularly video games was the thing. Video games and entertainment. Like I say, man, when I die, there's gonna be things that's done better because of technology and other creativity because they learn from these people that I'm not gonna be able to see. And that pissed me off. Because I was like, I want to see all the great stuff. It's sad to me to think like, oh, maybe it's good to die. I don't live too long because if I do, I'm going to see something a whole lot worse. like that happens. Yeah, like things could happen that can be a whole lot worse than anything. I mean, it'd probably be so far in the future that things get back really, really good that it's like, it's like, darn, this is sad. It shouldn't be a thing. I should be like, man, I said, good for you guys who get to see what happens in gaming in the future. It shouldn't be like, darn, man, I saw the best times.
Yeah.
And there's
really sad.
It's the way they could come back is inconceivable. I don't know how that will work. Like society would have to literally change.
Yep.
It's like
yeah, we've defeated all creativity. Capitalism has won.
Yes.
Yeah. And further to like Microsoft's involvement with games, one of the people laid off was Kevin LaChapelle, who was Microsoft's vice president of Xbox platform, who had been around for 37 years and oversaw the initiatives to do backwards compatibility and cloud streaming.
Not fired. He should have been retired. He's been there too long.
Probably. He's made his money, hopefully. But yeah, I mean, if they aren't doing backwards compatibility, that's a negative to me. If they're moving in a direction away from prioritizing cloud streaming, that doesn't give me any hope that they're really interested in video games anymore, because like if they're not making hardware and they're not doing cloud streaming and they're not developing video games, what's left?
I mean, I hope they want some younger, cheaper blood in there.
Want somebody else? Want some new blood?
Yes, yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, cheaper. I think that's the key word, Daniel.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been there too long. He's amassed too much. Yeah, it's like no, time to go. Get out of here, Grandpa.
Turns out he's only like 45.
He's only up.
He
I
started
bet
there when he was young, Dominic. He was an upstart.
37 years, dude. You was there a freaking it's my freaking lifetime. Are you crazy? Oh no, I'm saying that like, that's a good thing. I'm just saying like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like that guy's been there, like
Nah, it's
30.
the idea
He's
that you could
he's
stick with a
been
job for that
yeah,
long, especially
exactly.
in this, nowadays. Like I think that's inconceivable to most people younger than us. That's for sure.
Oh, that's not gonna that'll be impossible probably now. Unless because
Unless it's
no,
your
because
company.
yeah, it's your
And
company,
even
but
then,
even
at a certain point, if
yeah,
it's like your
yeah,
company, you're going to try and sell it off for more money.
exactly. That's the whole thing. You sell it all. So yeah, I don't know how. Yeah, that's because of just the times. You get the times when things were, especially like starting out, like 37 years. Come on, like
Yeah. No one's going to live past 37.
right. So what else is here? Oh wait, what's this about Nathan Brown?
That was just the thing that I was telling you that
Oh, okay, the
there were
hardware.
rumors that the hardware and advanced
Yeah,
technologies departments had been gutted as well. I mean, this is basically the only news I had this week. Those two
I
things.
mean this
I
was
had the
yeah.
microtransaction thing, but this was
Oh,
the
oh wait a minute.
news.
I think this was something. Hold on, I think I put on my phone. Oh crap! Did I have
There's
this light on
rumors
the
that
whole?
the Microsoft the digital thing might be happening like as soon as next week, but like in the grand scheme of things, why does that even matter if I don't give a shit about the Xbox ecosystem anymore?
um, where is yeah, well, I already talked about EA's removing
Yeah.
the microtransactions. Oh, here we go. Brazil has proposed a bill with new protections for gamers. After support ends, publishers would need to either enable offline play, provide the community with tools to keep the game running, or offer proportional refunds. Publishers would have to disclose online server requirements and guarantee at least 2 years of support after launch in Brazil. Brazil is not getting any more games from Sony.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, I'm not done yet.
Like I love that idea. That's great. Like
Yeah,
we should absolutely, but yeah, it's like you said, that just
I
means you're
need the
gonna be like,
United
well, we
States
can't
to say
release this
that.
in Brazil.
I need the United States to say that.
Or at the very
Players,
least the UK.
yeah, the European, yeah, the Europe groups, yeah, definitely Europe, yeah.
And even then, it would be like, maybe we just don't release anything over there anymore.
Players would need to
That'd be
be
about as
notified at
logical as
least.
any of these other decisions that have been made.
Players would need to be notified at least 180 days before a game's online servers are shut down. Lawmakers have also requested an investigation to Sony's plan to end physical PlayStation disc production in 2028. And I don't, yeah. Some people said, what so just don't um send games over there. And some people were saying like that's a significant market size and stuff like that. And some people saying like it's I mean it's something, but it's
What if we just gave
I
up on
think I
making
think
video games and then we didn't have to
but
worry about it?
they would just that but it's not enough to make them not do that. Is that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like because the numbers that the guys was saying was like I think somebody said like it's the Latino market, like they're the biggest. Yeah, but then it's still only single digits in the overall.
Mhm.
And yeah, because like someone says, we need a few more countries from the top 10 to take similar action. Brazil ranks only ninth among the most profitable countries for gaming industry. Got Canada above them, France, United Kingdom, Germany, South Korea, Japan, United States, and China.
China's number one.
Yep.
I guess
Even
I
though
just
they
still
still,
think about the days when we didn't like release games in China. So like how would they be the top? But man, we've been replaced, Dominic.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's just so I just find it funny, like how like doing politics, like they talk about the China and like we look at them almost like not as allies and stuff, as enemies, but it's like, but we still do all business and stuff with them. Like, and so they're not as bad as Russia, but we still don't like them. Like, I'm confused. Like, but we still do business with them. That's the thing. We do business with, like, we do serious business with them.
We're
Like,
held hostage by them, Dominic.
just,
We owe them a lot of money. That's the only reason why.
yeah, but the thing, like, we owe them a lot of money, which I just feel like that is such just a term. That's just words. This is like
No,
I
yeah.
ain't paying you that back. And what if this guy say I ain't gonna pay you that money back? So what you gonna do? You want to go to war or what? Or do you want to? Because I mean, you can, but you can't. But can you? Do you want to even attempt it? Like, is it worth it? Um, but it's not worth us even like being like no animosity to them either. But
Yeah.
I mean, in that way. But I just don't get it. Like how it's like we look at China like we're like they're a threat or like someone a threat or something, but you still work with them. Like I don't I never got that.
Yeah.
I never understood that. Like it's weird because it's a weird relationship. Because it's like I don't generally people don't hate them. People go on vacation and shit over there. Now Russia is like another story.
Yeah.
It's a little more complicated. um, and especially like now it's even more complicated with us being against what they're doing with the Ukraine and everything. But like yeah, but China's like we still want to do things, but we still hold them at bay. It's like I are okay.
I mean, I think everything we say is words because the reality is they have literally everything. They make everything, and
Exactly. They're one of those countries where
they've got
they
us
are
over
not
the barrel,
reliant.
Dominic.
Yeah, they're not they don't have to be reliant on us like
No.
for anything. Which I don't mean personally. Like I don't care as long as we have enough just to defend ourselves. This is that's all I want.
Yeah. So yeah, I
All
mean
right.
that's where we are with this.
Okay. So I guess that's it for today. So what new releases we got, man?
We got new releases, Dominic. Speaking of Microsoft absolutely gutting id Software, we have Doom, The Dark Ages Revelations for the PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S. It being an expansion, that means it's not on Game Pass, so you can play that game on Game Pass and then buy this. Um, you were saying, you've heard pretty positive things on it, though. I mean, that's
Yeah.
again not a game that I thought was a bad game. It just felt like I've had enough Doom.
Yeah, I mean, I feel you on that. I mean, I definitely feel you that, especially with them telling them to make another one. And I was like, okay,
Yeah,
yeah, okay.
yeah.
I guess yeah,
You
keeping
don't.
it safe, man. And but even though I feel yeah,
That's
like you
the
said,
thing. They,
Quake. I feel like Quake. Yeah, they could just do Quake, and it's not really a huge risk.
what
It's
if
still
you
a first
just
person
made a
shooter.
smaller Quake too?
Yeah, oh yeah, that
You know,
also.
like test the waters. Put out, like an episode, what you would consider an episode of Quake. Back in the days when it was like, Doom was composed of 3 different episodes, something like that. Um, it's so crazy to me that these companies want to play things safe by, utilizing only the biggest properties, a Doom, a Halo, so on and so forth. But they're not willing to play it safe and, develop a game that's not going to take 7 years to make.
Yeah, I know exactly. Yeah, you know,
Like that
it's like
that would be playing it safe is putting a relatively low investment into, into a game studio.
oh yeah, but with
And
Microsoft, yeah, I'm glad that that Rare is still around. At least they got them.
that one's shocking. Turn 10, I think, is a bit shocking. The Forza people that aren't the Forza Horizon people, because like honestly, why would you have a whole studio for them when you could just say, hey, Forza Horizon guys, make a boring version of the game that you already make.
I was actually joking. I was thinking like there was nobody in Rare, but there
Yeah.
are people actually in Rare. What are they doing?
I mean, that is not a studio that I heard, them talking a lot about
Yeah,
letting go of
the
people.
studio because there's zero people there. They just know what
Hey,
they just ain't
there's
tell nobody.
two, and they make all of this Sea of Thieves content that is propping the
That's
entire
right.
Xbox
I'm
brand right now,
sorry. I'm
Dominic.
sorry. That's right. I
That's
keep
the only
forgetting where.
successful game they have. How dare you?
Keep forgetting that Sea of Thieves is where. Like I never
Yeah.
associate with where. But yes, okay, yeah. Well, then that is actually legit surprise. Then, like, I mean, I guess yeah. I guess they figured, hey, that game's doing well. There's nobody to gut over there. I guess.
Yeah. You can reduce it by 50%, go down to one guy? I don't think so. Yeah. So, all right, Dominic. Next up, we have Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. That's out on PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S. You said reviews didn't look too bad for that. That is a game that like I'm kind of like I have enough of nostalgia for Black Flag specifically that I wouldn't mind giving that a try, but I don't think I'd be
How
willing
much is
to
it? It's
pay
like a
full
full price
price
game,
for it.
right? Yeah,
I it's at least 60, I'm sure.
yeah, minimum 60. Yeah. Uh, yeah,
And that's just
exactly.
not
But
something I'd be willing to pay for it.
I mean, it sold 2 million. I forgot how many
Yeah.
days. Yeah,
Yeah, it's 60 on Steam. So,
it's yeah, but I mean, yeah, good for those people who got it, or maybe some people who didn't play before.
mhm.
Yeah, that was one of the most popular Assassin's Creed games, and yeah, even though I don't remember
As a
nothing about the
game,
damn
if it came
story.
to Game Pass eventually and I still have Game Pass at that point, I would give a shot,
Oh
but
yeah, if it's part of Ubisoft classics, definitely.
yeah. All right, next
Oh
up,
no, but
Backyard
yeah, by the
Baseball.
time I won't have Game Pass. I won't have Game Pass by the time that
That's
thing
yeah,
happens.
that's what I'm thinking is I probably won't either. Um, yeah, Backyard Baseball, Dominic. There's a new version of that. It looks pretty
Yeah, I
all right.
saw.
It's out on PC, Nintendo Switch, PS5, Xbox Series X and S. I'm glad to see that this series has kind of revitalized itself and still staying true to it looks
Got
like it's
what
still,
year I
a point
played.
and click baseball thing.
I played I mean, it was still no known players
Mhm.
on the cover about when the one I played, um,
Yeah.
and it was I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun at the time.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, backyard baseball. That's
Uh,
good. That's good.
all right. You had the drop of Call of Duty Black Ops 1 and 2 on the PS4 and PS5. It sounds like those games are just ports. But there's a guy at work already that was staying up till all hours of the night playing that. So I guess for the right audience, that is exactly what they
Yeah,
wanted.
yeah. I mean, probably for those like real nostalgia, they were probably playing that. Like, but they
Mhm.
for Black Ops, that's when I was pretty much over it.
Yep. Same.
Yeah. I mean, I played the story because I heard the story was all right, and I remember because I was listening to podcast. This was like a whole bunch of video game podcasts. Well, there still are, but like from the actual media outlets.
Yeah.
Everybody was always talking about the numbers, the numbers. They kept talking about the numbers and stuff, and
Mhm.
so I go see what the hell they talking about. So what are they talking about these numbers on Call of Duty? You know, I say, oh, now I get the memes now or the gifts with that. Uh, um, And also, I want to try out the new zombies. Like the new, I heard that was like a really good zombies mode. And then I realized, I don't like zombies mode on Call of Duty. It's not what I thought.
Yeah.
Um, and it's worse now. Like this was, I think that was at the top. I mean, it was okay. It was okay then, but now it's much more worse with the monetization and stuff. Oh my god, like it's awful. All right. So anything else?
Also, EA Sports College Football 27, which you mentioned earlier, PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S. And Pal World has hit 1.0, Dominic, on PC, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S. They did it, Dominic, despite
Yeah, they did it.
Nintendo.
They did it, yeah.
They were
And no,
able to
good for
get it.
them. Even though it's not my type of game, like even I was talking about this game years before it was coming out because I was really wanting it, but it turned out to
Only
be.
Pokemon with guns.
Yeah, I learned that. I mean, in a different time, I would like this, but survival games just aren't they're not my thing. And like, if they had a legit campaign, like Pokemon, I will play this. Now, what they have is that it's more you discovering the stuff in the world yourself and learning. And I'm too old for that, man. It's like, look, dude, I can't. It's like I don't have much time. I need a goal. Like I need
directed experiences.
Yeah. So, but good for the people with that. That's all I was hoping for though. It's like they have some like, oh, we have a actual thing where you can do a campaign here or whatever. I said, oh, okay, yeah, that's what I want, and and Pokemon with my guns. But yeah, I'm happy that they got through this with Nintendo after Nintendo because they should be making a good Pokemon game. Well, they should be letting the guys who make the Pokemon game and actually, I don't know whose fault it is, but Nintendo, I'll blame Nintendo because it's under their umbrella because they can tell those guys, say, you put money, here's the money, and you put it in there and make this the best damn looking game you ever made. I mean, you ever can make on this console or whatever with the Pokemon.
Yeah, if you're telling me that Nintendo has no leverage over their ability to make a better Pokemon game, then that's crazy to me.
Yeah, and like it's ridiculous. And I mean, I know people can say like, why? Because they make more money. I mean, I was like, well, Nintendo didn't have to do a lot of shit with Mario. You know all the stuff they did with like Mario, like the 3D Mario and all that stuff? They didn't have to do all that. They could have saved a whole lot of money and still make some money. But it's still creative. It's like, yo, they can afford it. It's like, dude, they can put more into that. It's like that's pretty bad. It's pretty bad what that game is now. It should be a whole lot further along.
Yeah. It's also just about the product that you're putting out into the world. Like you're telling me like, oh, we're happy with this half-baked trash with putting your name on it. Like that's not the Nintendo seal of quality to me.
So yeah, hopefully that next Pokemon game really does something. But we'll see.
We will. All right, Dominic, that's all I've got for the week. How about you?
Yeah, that's all I have, man.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. You can check us out on Twitter. Dominic's at DStalworth5. I'm at Regulus MB. The podcast is at Superpod, SUPAPOD. We also have Blue Sky at superpod.com, at regulusmb.sky.social, and at DinoMan at DominicStalworth.bluesky.social. We also have a website where you can find all of our previous podcasts, as well as links to all the places you can find us, including YouTube, where there is a video version of this podcast, as well as all of the audio places like iTunes, YouTube Music, Spotify, Amazon Music, and Audible. Until next time, guys, talk to you later.
All right, see you.